Hello everyone, Conor here. Just as a small disclaimer, some things we may talk about on the pod shouldn't be attempted or recreated. Remember to keep everything legal, keep it between the hedges, and don't tear up the ground while you're on the pull. Well folks, you're listening to Limit Slip Differences podcast, your perfect blend of cars, tractors and everything in between. I am Conor.
I'm also Conor. It's Conor squared.
It is actually Conor squared. Take that whatever way you will. And you're now listening to episode 82.
Do you think you'll ever learn that off by heart?
Well, fuck no. I try. The only reason there was 2 weeks I actually did say it without the phone, and it was I want to go home now. Mm-hmm. So it was get this done and get on the road quickly.
Better mute that thing.
But no, we're now recording and it is Friday. And we record it there on Tuesday.
It's also 10 o'clock.
It is 10 o'clock. You need to be home shortly, do you?
No, not really. Do you boys ever record before 9 o'clock? No.
No. There was this evening, I had read up the yard about 7:30. And then by the time I get in and said hello to Gemma and all that crack, and then get up the road, I was like, jeez, it's 8:25. I was about bad luck when I find going to be late. Then I sent you a message and I got no message back, but as I drove into the yard, you just followed me in, so it wasn't too bad.
See, I didn't reply because I was driving. It's unsafe to text and drive.
It is unsafe to text. I text whenever I was at home. So
disclaimer.
Yes, exactly. Everyone's alleged. But so I'm just going to say, in regards to the last episode that went out, I edited it, and it did not go well. So as some people had messaged Michael and a couple had messaged myself, basically with the whole live thing between the background music and then one of the mics, whenever we moved, it all got interference.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was the issue.
It wasn't the issue.
It turns out that as I was editing, I was trying to cut during Gethin and Nigel's interview, basically like a 10-minute bit. I was starting to, because Josh from Drift Games had told Michael, look, if you put it as multi-channel audio, you'll be able to cut whatever microphone's making the noise or doing the dirty on you. So I started doing that, and it got very late at night, and I did it for a certain amount of time, and I thought, right, there's bound to be a different way of getting rid of this noise.
The easy way? You were looking the easy way out?
Yes, I was looking the easy way out. But whenever then I was editing further on down that podcast, basically it had shifted the audio back. So whenever people were listening like 22 minutes in, as you were saying yourself, like you started to hear the start of the interview and we were still only going on about, oh my God, we're live at Dubshed, this is our first ever live podcast. So I made a massive boo-boo.
I don't think it was that bad, to be fair. Like, you're probably looking at it because you're the man that cut it and you're like, I made a balls up here.
Yes.
But realistically, it was an overlap of 3 minutes.
Yes.
And it's not life or death either.
No, it's not life or death, is right.
But as the perfectionist that you are, you're looking at that and you're like,
well, had I put my Michael cap on, if you know what I mean.
That'll be a big cap.
You're not joking. But like he's always been a perfectionist from day dot. Like I think in the second ever pod we put out, he spent 19 hours editing it.
How long was the podcast?
It was about an hour and a half. But he had the two. We started with one camera, and then he had the idea, look, I'll get a camera for you and get a camera for me, and he'd cut between the two of it. Mm-hmm. But this was before like AI and all that was really good with podcasts, that it would auto cut between the conversation and all. So he spent ages doing that for 2 or 3, and then he went, this is not sustainable whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And as time has went on, he's obviously got to be like, he can rattle through these in no time. I am not. So like I talk 2 or 3 hours every evening when I get in from the farm, because I'll probably go over me farming woes again, because so we have I'm going to do it a bit differently. Michael isn't here, he can't shout at me, so
you might actually get to say something this week is what you're saying.
So normally obviously it would be me and Michael. So Conor has been doing me, has done me a while solid and is filling in for Michael this podcast. So thank you very much, Conor.
Well, it's always
I'll
a
stop
pleasure.
licking your backside now.
It's always a pleasure to talk over the top of you. Like,
suppose you don't get a chance that often, you know.
Not really. It's normally Craig talking over the top of me. So
I would be maybe even quieter than Craig all the same.
Slightly.
But
they're both men of few words.
We are true. That's why I suppose the podcast with me and him would just be
a staring competition, really.
With him making faces, you know.
People could use it for sleep. It could be like a white noise thing for
you're
coming
not
to
joking.
Spotify soon.
But so Conor's filling in for Michael. Michael is, well, he's currently trying to get home from his honeymoon, but
Yes.
he anybody that follows him will see his woes. I think he's stuck in America for another night. American Airlines done him dirty.
Mm-hmm.
But so normally, obviously, we have me and Michael talking in an introduction, and then either Michael's interviewing or we're both interviewing guests. So Conor was good enough to basically give me a heads up and what a good guest for this podcast, essentially. So we put me on to Chloe Jamison from Jamison Potatoes, and she's going to tell you all later on essentially about her farm and how they farm, and about her competition that she's now entered into and various steps and all she has to go through with that. So Michael, you have a Fiat 11090.
Yes.
But what is an issue with a Fiat 11090?
Tin worm.
Yes. But what's another issue with a Fiat 11090?
Lack of turbo from the factory.
Yes. But what's the main issue with a Fiat 11090?
Jokes aside, lights. Lights are terrible from the factory.
What did you do, though, to sort that?
I fitted a set of UTV headlights. It genuinely was the best thing I ever done.
So to like turn night into day?
Turned the light in the day.
Nice. Guys, get on to UTV lights for all your applications, whether it be for your work lights in the tractor or whether it be your headlights for the tractor.
Whether you want to do spraying, slurrying, or even construction, it's all there. And if they currently don't make lights for your tractor, don't lose heart, because their engineers at heart, they were more than happy to work with you.
So for all your premium LED light needs, get on to UTV lights. But now, sure, we might as well yarn and tell about Urbos this last couple of weeks. But to put it lightly, so the Conor and Chloe arrived and all the equipment was all set up, and I thought, class. I'll just bring spares and stuff in case, or I'll bring in case worst case scenario. Fucking worst case scenario did happen. Everything was a balls.
Everything could go wrong. Did go wrong.
So we set up to start recording, wouldn't record. We recorded 3 minutes, couldn't hear anything. The fancy yoke that Michael had bought wouldn't work, and I didn't want to be keeping yourself and Chloe all night. So I was like, right, how do we solve this very quickly? Essentially, the new yoke that Michael bought, he hits the record button on it, and then you see a timer on that. And like, I am getting fucking Vietnam flashbacks here of everything that did go wrong. So essentially, the two guys, they landed, we yarned away, as always, found out a bit more about Chloe, yarned a bit to Conor. He had a present for Michael.
That's right. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it yet. Has Michael mentioned it yet? No.
I can't remember, so...
I can't remember either. To be honest, it's not really a present if you have to pay for it, you know, so it's a purchase.
Yes, so Michael's latest purchase. Not that he fucking needed to make any more, to be honest with you.
No, not really.
Man full of money, hey. But... so we yarned away, and this thing wouldn't fucking work. Everyone went tits up, so Conor was kind enough to come for a second time. He just wanted to badly talk over the top of me.
I just have nothing else to be at, and even like my life's just so boring at the minute. I've just nothing else to be at. So
you're just fed up with lamb and sheep.
Pretty much, aye.
But anyway, so Conor, what has been new with yourself this last while?
Seekers, I don't know. I suppose it's, how long has it since myself and Terry were on? A couple of months.
Probably. Probably, yeah.
Well, I suppose we've been up to rise. It's been a wet year. Like the filming for Grassmen's been slow now, to be honest.
Well, with a good spell of weather now, have you been flat out at it?
Cheekers. This week, my head's turned this week. Boys ringing me and this going on and that going on, but that's part and parcel of the job, and there's no point. I sound like I'm complaining all the time. It's not really ice that bad. Like, you know, I mean, when I was a cub and I had to kill a man to do what I'm doing now, and now I'm giving off about it. But nah, we've been out at potatoes and we've been out at grass, and Actually, next week I'm for some reason going to a Kuhn demonstration day in France to test out new balers and rakes and mergers and stuff. So
no, that's bound to be cool.
That's bound to be cool, is right. Might be for Holland as well. Chances of Garth 7, 9, 20 coming home next week. Hopefully she's here for Balmoral.
Cool.
Don't quote me on that, but that's what we're hoping for. So there's a lot of big things coming up at Grassmen now. Obviously it's all over Facebook. He's just got the electric steer Smith. She works off the Isobus.
Have you, like, obviously you had enough experience with the last one. She was pneumatically driven, or
Yeah.
she was hydraulically driven. Basically.
She was positive steer, so she was driven off a bar up the side of the drawbar, which went onto your ball and spin, and then there was like a towing ball at the side. She latched onto there, and then obviously whenever you turned the corner, that pulled the bar the other way, and then that shifted your axles whatever way you were going.
So you never had to worry essentially about locking your axle.
No, you never look behind you, just jump in and go forward.
Like, well, tell us this here. At the time, the TM with the 18-foot classic key in, would a triaxle with all those enhancements be as manoeuvrable as an 18-foot key in, or would it still be a bit clumsy?
If it was on the tractor she was on the last time you seen her, probably would be a bit clumsier. Obviously the look of the 330 just wouldn't be that powerful, but I would argue you'd put that thing anywhere. I mind going to Grass one day. I was actually myself and Craig were out filming one day, and Gareth says the 70-60's hooked on, Jimmy Mackay needs a pull out, going left her. I said no baller. I was actually a fella Ronan Conley from Lockgill. He's not a million miles away from me. I went to school with Ronan, sort of half know the ground. So we got a lot of the fields read up. There was another gateway. It was a tight-ish gateway, but I says I'll chance this thing anyway. Got around no baller. So I tipped the load of grass, and Gareth had appeared with his harvester then. I think there was one stage there could have been 3 harvesters. There's definitely 2, and that was alright. I was coming down the road, Gareth come on the phone and says, come you on down that road, go you on by, there's a wee tight gateway, go you by it, go on down the road then, take a right and then take another right. There's 2 gateways there. He says, I tried to get through that gateway, couldn't get in with a harvester. I'd already been in twice with the big Smith on the 70-60. Like, she is nimble. And now there was another one there. Don't know where she is at the minute, but she's sold now, but she was a positive steer with the back axle and the middle axle. So obviously normally the positive steer is the front and back. The middle axle and the back axle is like one of them 4-wheel steer lorries. And she was nearly, you go to come around the gate post, she would nearly flick out further the other. You're nearly, if you're cutting right, you're actually nearly looking out for the gate post on the left because she flicks out that much further, So, there's...
Which do you prefer, though?
All the front and back.
All the front and back?
It just follows you nicely. It's... Especially a trailer that length of them, trailers are 24 foot long. And if you're going anywhere with a 14-ton cane, you know what it's like when you're reversing and you're like, where's that back corner at? I can't see it.
Yes.
So, whenever that back corner's maybe an extra 10 foot away and you're wondering, that thing could be in Japan for all you know, you don't know where you're going.
Yes, of course.
So, but no, as I say, like he's got that new Isobus steer at home now. She seems to be the job now. She was at that Grass 26 event and she looks like the part now.
So is she basically that you can set her any way you want, whether you're reversing tight places or is it just that she just will do it without ever needing to...
As far as I'm aware, you can nearly do anything with her. I think you can set her on the crab steer.
Never thought of that.
She naturally follows the tractor, just with the... It must be sensors, like some geometric sensor or something like that, which will obviously turn your axle depending on what way your tractor's going. But I would say she's all through Isobus too, so I haven't got a proper spin on her yet, but I would say that you can set her into crab steer or whatever way you want to. You know the way, like some of them, probably more so in the European spec tankers, but the boys are coming up and to get away from ground compaction of the tankers, and they're sort of coming up the field sideways from the tractors and crab steer and the tankers and forward.
Yes, yeah.
So I'll be interested to see what we can do with her. She's actually a foot longer too, so she's 25 foot long.
Well, tell us this here, see with the triaxle, a lot of the bale tillers you get would be like 22 to 24 foot. But your axle is further forward. Mm-hmm. Would she probably then be as nimble, obviously with her axles being further back in the trailer, technically?
I would say so. I mind chatting to Brian Horner, the time Brian Horner first got his triaxle Smiths, I mind one of his boys tell me that you'll put them anywhere, you'll put a 14-ton cane.
Jeez, there you are, hey.
Unless it's a roof silo, because they're a long trailer.
True. I suppose they are, and I suppose as well you need a right size of a tractor on the front of them.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, to be fair, the 8330 is probably pushing on too big for, to be honest. Like, Sam Monk's pulling 4 axles with 8330s, and he could have a couple. Don't quote me on it. He could have a couple in 828s, but any of the bigger scales or bigger frame fence would be like your 936s and that. But like, I've had her on the 7060. You need to drop her an extra splitter or two. She knows it's there. Like, and but like I said, if you hook Michael's feet onto it or my own feet, you would know it's there empty. Like, there's a lot of steel in that thing.
Would she be 12 ton empty?
Pass. I couldn't tell you. I wouldn't know.
I know at the time, a Red Rock Classic, an 18 foot. It was only because we borrowed one to go to a plastic place with a load of plastic.
Mm-hmm.
And she was 6.4 ton empty.
Right.
And that's a brave amount of steel for only, like an old 18 foot classic Red Rock type of thing.
Oh, she's well built now, to be fair. Like, Sam Smith knows his way around it. Like, she'll be well built. There'd be too much steel roller in her than too little, I would think. Yes,
I suppose she's that tall.
Aye, that's the problem. Like, even the tandem, actually, I had the 7060 in tandem home from my friend's grass one day, and he was tipping into an indoor silo, and I was like, I never got her to the final stage of the ramp. It was for taking the roof off. I had to just tip
right
enough. Aye.
Is that like a round roof shed?
No, that was an Apex shed.
Oh.
The silo wasn't actually put up that long. It was a fresh silo. But she's tall, like, they're big trailers. The 8330 is the first tractor I've had in front of the triaxle that I can actually see down the side of her and the wing mirrors.
Oh, interesting. How wide are they? Would they be like your foot, like a 9 foot wide or so?
Aye, bound to be. I couldn't honestly tell you what they are. That's really bad. I've had that trailer on a million times. I don't even know. I know what length she has, but I don't know what width she has.
Because, like, funny, we have a Bailey Bale trailer there at home, a 24 foot one, and she must be. Jermaine McMullins bought, like, they brought in maybe 10 or 11 of them.
Mm-hmm.
We bought one of them because it was a very good price at the time, and like, you'd nearly say she was 4 or 5 inches wider either side of the tractor.
Right.
And it's not a wild lot, to be fair, but see, whenever you're going through a town running, you can't just go where the tractor goes.
You're always watching.
And I would nearly say that she's 2 foot wider than most of the Kane Bale trailers I've ever driven with. Because whenever you put the 5th bale in the bottom of her, there's like 2 foot of a gap, so technically if she was 2 foot longer, she'd have took the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Which is awkward enough, but for what we needed, like, she was at the right price and all that crack. But I hate using her for number one, I suppose I just pretend I'm getting out and can't drive, and number 2, maybe I can't drive, and just 3, it just leaves more things to watch, to be honest. So I'd rather stack nowadays. Maybe
there's something cool about coming down the road with an ignorant trailer.
There is. Don't get me wrong, when I was younger and had a silage trailer on behind, I thought I had the dog's English.
You thought you were the boy?
I thought I was the man.
Same.
Like, there is no better feeling, to be fair. Like, to be fair, years ago, whenever Quinn's done our silage, my old fella always would have been wild sensible in buying probably a tractor that for all he needed to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I know a lot of, like, neighbouring farms would have bought probably a bigger 6-cylinder tractor, and then they had a smaller one for the other jobs. Did they maybe have a need for maybe like a 6270 or something? I probably not. But then they came with, like, their TM155s, and they were a fucking brute.
Mm-hmm.
In comparison to your other ones.
Oh, 100. I had mine years ago. Now, I'm showing my age now, but I had mine when I was in school. It could have been 3rd or 4th year in school. And the neighbour up the road, don't get me wrong, they're big farmers. They've a farm in Scotland and all, and thousands of sheep. Like, they could have 1,000 ewes, lambing 1,200 ewes every year.
Lovely.
They bought a 155 MXN at the time, and I had mine coming we come up the road in the bus, me and the friend, and the tractor just been dropped off in the yard, and we were looking at it, and we were like, what is that thing there? We were like, never seen a tractor like this in our lives. We were like, what is anybody any need for a tractor like that? And now you drive by it in the road and you're like, how did them boys get away with a tractor, are we?
Yeah,
and no, an MXM, by no disrespect, like, it's not a wee tractor. 100. No. But you look at the stuff we're seeing about it now, like that 8330, again, I parked her up beside the 2 lorries. When you're sitting on her, you're sitting up higher than her than you are in the cab of the lorry.
Yeah. Sure. At Ahiol, we were all standing about yarning away, and you pulled up beside the other 3 tractors and we got a photo, and you were like, do you want to go have a wee scoot in the 8330? And I was like, originally I went, no, I better go for, I'm holding ones back because I haven't won.
That's not what you said. You said, no, I better go, she's shouting on me.
And then I went, it's easier to ask for forgiveness at times. So anyway, got out of the tractor, she was like, get that grass tip now. But like, I sat in her at HQ, and like, she is a brute of a thing.
But she's not, like, she has a pig, but when you're in her, she's not. No, she feels like a wee... I love that thing. I've asked Garth time and time again, like, she can't go. She has to stay.
Would you rather have her over the 4220?
I'm intrigued by the 6,000 because I like different aspects of both of them.
And that nearly is the sweet spot between the two of them.
Well, if what JCB says is correct, then yes, it should be. But you take the 4220, she's a whole lot sharper off the mark. There's a dead spot in the 83. If you've even an empty load on her, if you hit the floor, you know, there could be a half second or a second delay before she'll go.
Yes.
42, you hit the floor, she's away. The 42 is comfier as well.
Yes.
And she's more nimble.
I suppose she would be, yes. Are both the 42's 4-wheel steer, the other isn't?
Mm-hmm. But then the 83, she's the icon.
Well, like the 42, is she heavy enough tractor for the likes of your triaxle Smith, in your opinion?
She's probably just on the
limit
on the line. Her and the 7060 would be similar. They're just on the line. It's even going weight wise, you know, if you have a load of stuff on that, you need the weight in front of you too.
True.
The 42, any fast track's the same because you're flying up the road at whatever speed you're doing, 70k, 50 mile an hour, whatever it is, by, you know, whenever you're perfectly legal to do them things, when you've the license and all to do it.
Yes.
But you hit a hill and she dies back to 40k and you're like, oh, this thing's dead, you know, that Vario kills it, and you're like, but I'm still doing 40k up a hill, you know.
Yes.
It's that pull back down, and if you're driving a 50k tractor and you're going up the road and you drop down to 30k, you're like, oh, this thing's holding on rightly. But suddenly if you go from 70k to 30k, you're like, what's wrong with this thing? This thing's dead, you know. So I don't know. I like the fast track. There's the 42, the 7060 and the 820 would be my pick any of Garth's tractors now, to be fair.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, like if he asked me again, and say offered the 6.2, I would probably take the 6.2 now. I've driven the TM.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, I'd love to have a go on his Genesis.
Yes.
Has she ever done much since, or? No.
The most she's actually done is get us grief on Facebook the time we couldn't start them.
That's true, yes.
We'll not go into that. No, she hasn't done a whole pile now. Garth does have plans for her and the 4755 and the Magnum, all being well. So we'll keep that under wraps for now, but we're hoping to pull off a couple of things this year with... We're hoping to pull off a couple of things with all the tractors this year.
Yes.
But there's...
Fingers crossed,
all being well. But from my first met Garth, that was he had one plan he always mentioned to me, and that's we're going to try and make it happen this year. So it includes the 3 older, bigger frame tractors.
Yes. Whenever you talk about the Genesis, like whenever I last was chatting to Adrian Tugwell, like I kind of get to hardly any of the tractor pulling things. Like there's one in Donegal this weekend. But I mind saying to him it was in the Ross Park in Kells. That's maybe going back 18 months ago or so, I suppose. And I was like, can I have a go in the tug or not? And he went, of course, no problem. But I'm never anywhere to get a go in the tug or not.
Oh, you'll get a go. Sure, he should be back for On the Pull this year, should not?
True. But On the Pull falls on a wedding I have to go to.
Is it your own wedding?
It's my cousin's, and I ran about with him brave bit whenever I was younger.
Well, maybe.
It was one of those things where like anytime, the first time I ever went to the elk, it was along with him. Bigger elk at 18.
I was going to say you're showing your age here.
So like, obviously I would have to go to that wedding. Like I've tried to see, is there any way I could do the 2 in the one, you know, one day, but.
But Adrian's a gentleman too. Like if he had her over for On the Pull, like there would be no, wherever he's staying, he would let you pull. you'll not get a better man than Adrian.
Oh, aye.
I could ring him now for a yarn and be on the phone for him for an hour. Like, you couldn't get better.
Fantastic, especially his workers. Like, they're fantastic too.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from the Grassmen stuff, Conor, what about how is your own? You have a lot of sheep at home.
Well, I've sheep. I don't know if I've a lot of sheep compared to a lot of boys, but I've a handful. I've enough sheep to keep me out of trouble anyway. Put it that way.
But you've a full-time job too at the same time.
A full-time job too. But I'm just I'm getting to the tail end of the lambing now.
Had you many to lamb?
There was the guts of. To be honest, I can't even mind now. They all just roll into another. But I think there was the guts of 90. To be honest.
92 many.
Oh no! I see. To be honest, I was telling the man this the other night. Like, I could lamb sheep the whole year round. Like, I go from two ends of the scale. Like, I love like livestock, but I love farming, or I love machinery, and I love going from one extreme to the other. So I could go tomorrow and book a one-way ticket to New Zealand and drive machinery for 6 months, and it wouldn't cost a thought. But I know if I'm away, I'm always going to be thinking of stock. Whereas I would also love to go to the likes of England or Scotland, if they want them big estates, and do like a lambing for a season too.
Is it only really working with sheep, or have you ever had the notion of working with cattle too?
No, well, I have cattle as well. Like, so I was in Australia years ago, done a harvest out in WA, and whenever I come back, that's what I come back to do. I was a stockman at a big beef and dairy farm outside Ahadoo.
Oh, right, okay.
So I've done all the calf rearing and checking stock and vaccinating, dosing and all that, and then tractor work on the side. Like, my passion is the stock. I love machinery, but the stock is whenever I was away, and I wanted to be like David Attenborough, basically. I was obsessed with animals as a whole, so that's what basically got me into farming. But no, going back to the sheep, like, they lambed fairly well. I lamb everything outside. The weather was an absolute disaster, and all things considered, they lamb pretty well. The worst thing was, and it was my own fault, I made a cock up last year at tipping time because I was heading to Australia, and my tips ran on too long.
Yes.
So whenever, like, my friend, for example, 2 weeks ago, I was nearly finished lambing, and he was only starting. He's got one left, and I still have 7.
Fair enough, yes. But here, like, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, like, did everything go in lamb at the time?
Aye, well, at 4, whenever we scanned, there was two empty, and there was 2 I wasn't sure about. So I kept them 4 to the side, and then I got them rescanned there maybe 3 weeks ago, and the 2 empty ones were still empty, and the other 2 were late lambers, so they were worth holding on to.
Yes.
I tried them at the market one night, and they were getting the same price as thankyou, so I said, take you home, throw them out in the knock lid, and whatever they do. So, but
did they scan well at the
time? Yes and no. For black-faced sheep, they scanned well.
Okay, yes.
But from my usual scanning, no, they were well down. Like, my usual scanning for blackies is 165, 170%. They were scanning at 143, 144% this year. So I had a whole lot more singles this year. But as I try and push every silver lining, so it's just maybe had a single, but at least it's 11 lamb. Like,
from now, this is coming from a dairy farmer, but to my understanding, whenever you talk about your 140, 150%, it's basically, if you go on an average count of your ewes, each ewe technically could have 1.4 lambs, so obviously you're going to have doubles and maybe the odd triplet, and obviously singles, so you put that in and then take like an average thing, and that's the way you talk about scanning.
Pretty much. So if you have a single, well, she's 100%, and if you have set twins, that's 200%.
Yes.
So you take that cross, you a single and twin, you're 150%.
Yes.
But black-faced sheep, to start with, they're not the biggest framed animals.
No, they're not. They're tame.
Oh, they're tame, all right. I have a scar on my shin from all my tame sheep.
They're just great because they never get stuck anywhere. They never try to break out. They just, you go up and pet them.
I know you're saying all this sarcastically, but mine actually never do break out.
They just get caught in wire.
Oh my goodness, did you see that?
I did see that.
Oh my goodness. And that's the same mule too. That's the same mule from last year. Nightmare. But here's, as I say, look, beggars can't be choosers. I had as good a lambing as I could have asked for, and I actually tried to document the whole thing this time round. So,
oh yes,
back maybe 2 months ago, I bought a dog out of Wales, a sheepdog.
Yes,
But somebody a couple of people have said to me before, you know, why do you never do anything at home? Why do you not document anything at home? And I said, sure, who would watch it? And then I just said, I got the dog and I said, I'm going to make a video of it, what she's like now, but I'm going to post it online to put the pressure on myself that I have to push the dog to try and get her. Because I don't want a video like 6 months down the line and she's doing the exact same thing. So I wanted to put the pressure on myself to get her working. So the whole world can see the error of my ways, sort of.
Fair enough, yes.
But then I also made the comment on that same video. I made the point that people have been asking, and then I said, as a joke, I'll maybe do the same as the sheep game, who does a video a day, every day during lambing.
Yes.
So I was right, never thought anything of it, forgot I even said it. And there's somebody came up to me in the Scenic one night and he goes, I can't wait for these lambing videos, you know. I was like, what are you talking about? And he goes, sure, you said you were for lambing these sheep and you're going to video. I was like, oh shit, I did say that. I was like, I didn't think anybody would have watched that or even thought.
Oh yeah.
So I never thought any more of it. And then somebody else said to me, I was like, I don't really know if it's a big enough stand in order to actually make these videos, but I said, I'll make the first one and see how it goes. Put the first one out, I got a couple of thousand views, as I said. I'll give it a go, sure, and see how it goes. So I think there was 28 days, and then there was started getting to the tail ends, and I just said, there's no point me showing the exact same thing for the next God knows how long. So I pulled it after 28 days, and I've done all right.
How did you find it? Like, was there some days you had loads of footage, or was there other days you struggled, or? I
think that they went on a whole lot longer than I thought they would have. Like, I sort of assumed whenever I would have started, I'd been making maybe a 30 or 40 second video and leave it at that. But like, I seen myself, I mean, cutting a TikTok one day and it was like 15 minutes long. I was like, I can't put that on TikTok. Like, who's going to watch that dung? So there was times I had a world of footage and there's times I had none. And I was sort of, because two or three folk had said to me, why do you never do a YouTube channel? I was like, I sort of see enough of YouTube with what I'm doing. And I was like, you know, I've only a handful of sheep. There's, say, round it down, say there's 80 ewes, there's roughly 80 ewe lambs, and there's a handful of pedigrees, you know, there'd be 170 sheep there.
Yes.
How do you make a full YouTube channel of 170 sheep and maybe 20 beasts? You know what? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But then the more and more I done the TikTok, I was like,
you get it?
Maybe you could. Like, I can see how people do this, but again, lambing's a busy time of year. It's quiet down now. Then I was swarming sheep last week, right? That'll be it for another couple of weeks. Then I'll be doing the same with lambs. Then I'll be clipping.
Yes.
That's the big things. Then I'll be dapping, then I'll be selling them. So there's not, you get busy weeks and then there could be nothing for 2 or 3 weeks too. So
yes.
But I just posted them for the craic too. I didn't even know if folk were watching them or not. But
well, obviously if you got a couple of thousand views here and there, or even probably more than other ones, clearly there obviously is, as they talk about, a market out there for it.
Well, I don't know. My best viewing video at a ewe lost a lamb. The lamb was born dead, and I was actually at my friends giving him a hand whenever it happened, and I rang him. I was like, Dave, I've a ewe lost a lamb here. I says, have you any pet lambs? Oh, absolutely. Land up, got this text, we'll tap the lamb through onto the ewe. She took it, no bother, straight out of the field. But I taken the lamb home. I had took a video of me like opening the trailer and dropping the trailer, and it was like David Attenborough voiceover of him talking about this deadly creature, and then the tripper drops and it's just this lamb standing at the top, and I can't mind, but I got like 500,000 views or something.
Fuck.
And I was like, what sort of people are watching TikTok? Like, who you? But I just think,
at least you're reliving what you wanted to do earlier in life with David Attenborough.
100%.
Yeah, there you go.
I was going to relive Steve Irwin, but you know how that panned out too. That was another hero. So
well, you could get a horn to the chest. You never know.
I got that one as a time. But other than that, lambing's by me pretty much. We're busy with grass, and then the other thing is, myself and the woman were sort of working on an app there at the minute called Mid Ulster Eats.
Funny, I was waiting to see how I could like ask you about it. But good man, you'd know you had done this before. See you on Tuesday night, you'd fucking know we hadn't done it before.
Done it once or twice. So we've come up with an app. Well, I say we. She's done the majority of the work. I'm just here to advertise it really. But it's basically, it does what it says in the tin. Mid Ulster Eats. It's basically like an Uber or Deliveroo sort of app for more rural areas. Yeah. So it sort of covers from Toom the whole way down to Dunganistan and then across to Clogher 5 mile town.
Oh right, yes.
But as a matter of just here, it's a slow process. We launched there a week ago yesterday and done not too bad there for the first week.
Yes.
A couple of teething problems last week now between outlets and deliveries and just
you're always going to get them.
Just wee silly things, but it's a weird thing because the two, well, working with a girlfriend, like the two of us are like two ends of the scale. Like she's like, oh, I don't want to annoy people and I don't want to do this, and I'm like, fucking, they're paying you, put the foot down.
Would you be thick, Conor? Would you?
Thick as champ, hey. And see, like I've boys be giving off for. I have to I'm actually fairly good at the responses. If somebody comes on giving grief or criticism, I'm actually fairly professional. But like there this evening, there was 2 or 3 folk on giving her grief, and then she ends up in tears, and I'm just for losing the headlight. But you have to sort of stay professional. But no, it's good now. She's put a lot of work into it now the past couple of months, and hopefully then over the next couple of months we can push on a bit further.
Is it essentially like instead of every outlet having its own separate app and them going through their own different process, it's a case of you go on to this, it'll give you the list of restaurants that you want to go to, or if you want to get a pizza or a chippy or a Chinese or whatever.
Yep.
And then essentially you on the menu ticket is all there.
Well, that's literally how it works. Is I can pick up your location. So say you're standing in Cookstown, it'll give you all the outlets that's available to you, or it'll give you another list of all the ones that will deliver to you.
Of course, yeah.
So obviously, not every outlet delivers, and that's probably what holds us back, is because people come to us and like, oh, why do you not deliver? Why do you not deliver to here? Why do you not go there? Well, we don't deliver. We're just the ordering service,
Yes.
But essentially, you go onto the app, it picks up your location, you go see where's available to you. Their whole menu is in the app. You order through the whole app, and then that's sent to you. Say if you go into a website or ringing up, or yourself, you come home hungry on a Friday night and you ring the chip and the phone's off the hook, and you go through this here.
Yes. 2
clicks a button, food's ordered. It can be delivered or it can be collected. Like you can order the food, have it sitting ready for a certain time coming up the road.
In theory, now whether this goes in or not depends on your answer, but the likes of if you go somewhere and they only take cash, do they take card over the app?
Oh, they'll take cash too.
Oh,
you can pay on collection too.
Oh,
so
okay.
if you're getting delivery, it has to be card, because it could be sent anywhere. But if you pay for collection, you can pay for cash once you go down to pay for it.
Yes, no, fair enough. So then I take it you approached the various outlets and went, look, here, instead of you going through another way, go through us, and instead of people phoning through, I take it, did they all have to put like a certain screen or anything in, or what was the crack there?
So Megan has bought, as it all goes through a wee till system, and they're all working off the same. It's probably the same program, and basically the app sends the signal. It literally just sends the order to the till. It's only a print machine. It's not a till system. It's a print machine.
Oh, right, okay.
So that sends the order out. It prints out. Hang off. Chef cooks it. Order for McGowan. Happy days. Do you want to collect or do you want it sent out?
Very good.
But we really are the only one in Mid-Ulster doing that sort of thing. Her mother has she runs a sister company. It's called Causeway Eats, and it's set from the Causeway, like the coast, so Limavady, the whole way around to Ballycastle, and then it comes into the likes of Coleraine, Ballymoney, places like that. I actually think it covers Armagh too. So
I take it, has it been launched long?
Yeah, that's working 3 years now, and it's flying now.
It's
going really well now. So the target is now just a bit very competitive. So now we're trying to it's her mother and her brother runs the other one.
Yes.
So now I'm right, we have to overtake this other one now. So.
Of course, yes.
But I hear it's all a learning process too. There's so many things. She's pure into the food side of things, done lottery and all, so she has all her food qualifications. She knows all that. Whereas I'd probably be more salesmanish too to try.
Yes.
Now her and her mother, to be fair, have recruited all the outlets so far. So it's one of them things. A lot of people were skeptical a wee bit about it, and then after the first week of seeing it going, she's been bombarded this week with more people wanting to come on.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah.
So now the process is sitting down with these folk, getting their menus drew up. We have to program all the menus into the app, and then that's the slow process. But then once they're launched, they're out. And to be honest, she's pretty good now. Every time there's an outlet comes on, she tries to run a competition for a free voucher for that outlet to get them up and running. So
yes,
here it's just a learning curve, and it's a bit of a slow process, but it's I think the public they're just like, oh, there's an app here, why is McDonald's not on it? You know, it's we're working with outlets. It's a more it's a personal touch. It's not like Uber Eats and Deliveroo in that sense, because it's a more personal side of things.
Yes,
because that's a family business working with other family businesses.
Yes, so you're essentially given your small takeaways that you basically would have to go out your way to go to, and that you're giving them essentially a gateway to more customers, and leaving it that it's piss easy for anybody to go and get something.
Well, pretty much, because that's the thing. Like, a lot of these takeaways do have their own apps too, but they're maybe, because that secludes them to, you know, you click on, you're like, oh, I want such and such a night. Well, that's their own app. That's the only app you can order from. Whereas you go into Mid-Ulster Eats, they're all lined up there. Don't know what I'm in the mood for. I'll click on the Mid-Ulster Eats here. Oh, here, I'm in the mood for an Indian tonight, or I'm in the mood for this, or I'm in the mood for that. It's all in front of you.
Yes,
it's idiot proof. Like, that's as long as you're hungry, we'll feed you. That's the way it works. Like,
brilliant.
But enough about me. I feel like we've been rambling with me for a long time. What about you?
You're the guest, sir. That's what you are.
I'm the co-host. I'm here to talk over you. Well, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, well done.
Tell us about the calves. You've had an interesting week with calves.
Yes. So essentially, we had all the bulls on Tuesday, but we'll rewind to last week. So essentially, yes, I was editing the last podcast. To be fair, for a first podcast to be editing, a nightmare. You know, it was fucking a fantastic experience. There's no other way of putting it, of being able to do a live one. I'm quite an introverted person. Michael would be obviously more extroverted. He would say he's quite introverted, but
I thought, I did say, to be fair now, and I'm not just going to make your head bigger because you're sitting beside me here, but I actually did think you spoke. There was a different Conor at the Dubshed podcast, because you were getting in and you're even making the digs at Michael and all, and there's a bit of a flare up or something, or maybe you're just nervous and shouting at people for the crack. But
basically, yes. So, like, it was a case of, we were obviously standing, and at the time, I suppose you could say we stood sort of facing the guests.
Yep.
Sort of like this here, where you were forgetting that the camera was there and that there was a crowd about. Like, sure, there was ones out of the family, like, my niece was there with her boyfriend and hadn't a fucking clue she was there. You know, when there was obviously all the friends and all that there were there too, and you didn't actually have a clue anybody was about, because you were so focused on that to hide all that, you know.
Yep.
Would I ever be one for speaking up? Definitely not. But ironically, because you were talking to a microphone and there was a speaker attached to it, whenever I could hear Michael and hear Gethin or Dave or any of them ones, I thought they couldn't hear me. So then I was paranoid with that. Well, by fuck, I was fit to hear myself whenever.
I heard you get told off a couple of times for swearing live.
Oh, here.
Do you never watch I'm a Celebrity? That's rule number 1, don't swear on live TV.
But the great thing about it is, whenever you're editing,
yes,
you can do the beep. So learned how to do that way very quickly. There was a part where it was like, oh, fucking this, and then Michael he was standing there going, look, can we keep the swearing to a minimum completely? And I was like, fair enough. And then 3 minutes later, yeah. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. And I was like, oh no. But no, an unreal experience, definitely different, completely out of the comfort zone. Do
you think that shows how far you two boys have come? Like, I know you've hosted a podcast at Dubshed before, but realistically this year you had your own stand.
Yes.
You had a fan base coming to see you. Like, that's bound to be rewarding whenever you're looking down and you're like, these people are here to see us.
It was very cool in that aspect, don't get me wrong. Like, as I don't know if I ever said to yourself, but like, one of the main things, like, money was never a factor whenever I started doing this with Michael. Yes, if they ever made £1, happy days, that'd be cool. But like, before the podcast and all, I would have landed out to Michael's maybe once a week, you know, at the yarn, bit of crack. He'd have been fittering a car, fittering a tractor, and, you know, just like, it was my getaway from the farm at home.
Yep.
Even though, like, yes, you could have been out to fucking 1 o'clock in the morning talking, or not at that stage talking, but
that's such a farmer thing to do. To get away from your own farm, you go to somebody else's farm.
Exactly, yes. So you got away, you got a bit of peace. If you gave him a hand, it wasn't, why are you not doing this right? Why are you not doing that right? It was all a case of, if you bumped into him, oh, sorry, Conor, and all this kind of, you know, just different thing. But at the time, whenever I started doing this, it was like, the personalities, I suppose, at the time whenever we started, oh, it would be cool to do X, Y, and Z. And now, to be honest, like, we've done pretty much everything we ever really set out to do, and now it's just a case of you're so used to doing it, you need to keep at it.
Yep.
And obviously, as you say, like, you get those people that listen every fortnight and look forward to it, and the amount of obviously appreciation for their support we get. But the live one was deadly to do. I've said before, a nightmare to edit. There was like the audio quality between microphones and the speakers interfering with one another.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, you could get a better microphone maybe and no interference. I'm not entirely sure, but you're always thinking of if someone's in a car. Now, I made beginner error number 1. I did not edit it whilst listening to it with earphones.
Yes.
I listened through laptop speakers. That was a big don't do that. I'll know it for this one, for if to edit this one too. Second error I made was, for handiness, I thought, right, we'll put all the audio into one channel. So I was used to, with all our editing bits, that essentially the video had the audio and all on it, because all the devices all linked together.
Yep.
So essentially the camera and the microphones were linked to one another. Whereas in this, obviously, you have a separate audio source to your video source.
Well, then you pull it into the project to sync it up then.
Pretty much. And then you have to find out where to sync it. And obviously, if people are watching it, you want to make sure that whenever I'm speaking, it's exactly the same, That went all right for the first 10 minutes until there was a glitch and there was a big hissing noise. Now, anybody listening to this will have heard the hissing noise. I tried to reduce it as much as possible, but just wasn't meant to be. And to sort of get around that, you had to put all 4 mics in as 4 different audio sources. I thought, happy days, if I do that there, I'd be able to cut whoever's mic it is, cut it at the sections. But then it was me that was the problem, because it was my mic. And then you could hear the background music in one of the other mics, and just, it was a nightmare. And then whenever it was actually let out, as I said before, there was an overlap. So along with that there, we've had a lot of cows calve. Well, like, I'm from a farm with about 260, 270 head all in. That would be beef and dairy stock and young stock and all.
Yep.
There was 25 or so to calve within like a 6-week period. Like anything, the cows decide, like, we'll all hold on to the calves in our bodies for a while, and then it's like, oh, Maisie there's calved, it's time for me to calve too. So it's like bang, 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 one after the other. Do
you not prefer that? No. I suppose you could bring it into the parlour and a dump bucket and stuff like that.
So the cows are now at grass. Beforehand in the house, I would just normally clean with a bit of roll, stick the milker on them, so I don't dampen the teats or anything or use pre-dip. I found that can cause infection. Well, It adds another step and it takes long enough as it is, So whenever they're coming in, like, you were getting through the milk cows in about an hour, which is not that long in a parlour, but whenever you've the job and all that crack, the last thing you want to do at 6 o'clock is go out and milk cows. You would like to lie down for a while.
You're like that man. Do you ever see the Southern boy? He's like, and what do you do for a living? He's like, I milk cows. And what do you hate the most in life? I fucking hate milking cows.
Literally. As soon as that came out, Gemma sent me that and was like, this is you in a nutshell. But see, whenever you take me 2 days away from milking the cows, I give out about not milking cows. Or as she describes, I survive well with routine. You take me away from routine, I don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
Which is totally fair enough. But in order to milk normal cows, and say you had 4 or 5 calves on a 2 or 3 day period, again, it's not a wild lot, but the way our system works is obviously you have a couple of dump buckets. And by the time I sort out what milk goes to where and to feed the individual calf and all that crack, an hour goes by, and it's you're talking 9 o'clock. Since January, I've taken over feeding the calves. You're probably fed up hearing about this.
But 1 or 2 voice notes this week, yeah.
So essentially, we had the milk trolley there for a couple of years, never used it. Father fed them, had his way. It was a good way. He went away on holidays, and more or less it was left down to me and the brother to feed them. And Like anything, if you have something that maybe would make your life easier, you try to use the thing that maybe make your life easier. Funny, anybody I've been taught like yarning with in all sense would say, oh, it's a great job, you're not bringing bucket after bucket around with you. I don't find that as the most useful thing. It's more the actual meter. So beforehand...
Oh, so you don't find the milk trolley as useful as the meter?
So
or you don't...
The meter on the milk trolley.
Okay.
So essentially, your milk trolley obviously holds all the milk. So it's great, yes, you can bring all the milk with you at one time. But it's beforehand, you could have been, like, at the time, my father would use like a 2 kilo meal scoop, and he would have dipped that in, knew rightly it was 2 litres, fed it every individual calf. So he was basically carrying a bucket, using the scoop then to give the calf the right amount of milk, so he wasn't going to overfeed or underfeed.
Are these going into individual teat feeders, or are these going into one of the big, like,
they were going into one of the big ones.
Okay.
So
they not hold? Does each compartment not hold 2 litres to start with? No.
He would have been very picky.
Okay.
More or less, I suppose a year ago we made our first calf crate. So I went to a friend's, Kieran McNaughton, seen his setup and went, that's not a bad idea. I could implement something like that.
Yep.
From there then, we basically used scrap stuff around the yard, fixed one up, got the calves used to it and went, this is revolutionary. You know, beforehand we would have the 6 teat feeder, and naturally in a pen of 6 there's always going to be a faster calf at sucking. Then you have the slower one and obviously the faster one, and you had to stand and wait and watch them. So basically what I've changed since January is all the calves are in the crates, as we call them. And then I suppose like anything, you're like, right, yes, it's handy, you can feed the calf and walk away and I know he's not going to annoy the other one. But then you think, how much milk can a calf really take before you get bother? So whenever I had called up with him, we were yarning away, and Kieran had said to me, oh, like, God, I'm feeding calves 14 litres a day. And I was like, how? Are they not scurrying? Is their digestive system fit to cope with it? But turns out that then now, we'll fast forward back to like sort of present day, when the cow is born now, essentially, obviously, feed it for 4 or 5 days with mother's milk, and sort of allow the cow with the calf for 24 hours. Then
you leave her with the calf as long as that?
Just depending, like, if, like, say for instance, like the night there, we had one calf this morning, so we left the cow in with the calf all day. Calf would have sucked her. I don't have to bother feeding it this evening. Tomorrow morning then I'll use the wee bottle feeders.
Yep.
I'll basically put a litre her milk into the bottle, see what you think. A lot of the time they'll obviously, because they're used to mommy, or they've basically sucked from mommy, they're like, no, I'm not. They basically obviously reject it.
Yeah.
Now, instead of footering and tossing about to try and, I'd be like, right, that'll do, just leave it for now, go back again, say at lunchtime or just after work, try it again. That bit of hunger normally gets them to take it, so the initial feed after that I'll give about 1.5 litres, so I'm not overloading basically the calf. And then the next morning then, as long as it takes 1.5 litres. Now, as soon as the calf takes to the bottle teat, I have a small 2-section one, so I just set it in the corner of the pen, and as soon as the calf goes for the teat, put him into the crate and do the exact same thing, like basically put the milk into the cow's mouth then, as long as it tugs away, and watch it. So then for the first feed, 1.5 litres, and then the next one 2 litres, and then the next one 2.5 litres. Feed them for 2.5 litres till a week old or so, and then introduce them to 3 litres per feed.
That sounds really complicated.
And then basically build the calf up.
Right, okay.
So I have 2.5 week old calves there at the minute, and I've built them up to there in 7 litres a day. Now, not every calf will take the 3.5 in the one go. They'll maybe like take 2.5, and if they do, I'll be like, right, lift the feeder off and look at them for 5 minutes and see if they're scurrying or that. To be fair, for so far, touch wood, none of them's scurrying. A wee bit of research, and it's like, well, if the calf just walks away from it, then it's just had enough.
Yep.
Just leave it be.
Yep.
And then keep it at them 3.5 litres. And I've now got 2-month-old calves and they're drinking 10 litres a day. So basically what I have found is horse the milk into them or get their milk intake up as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, I had one, what this all started with was I had one in a pen itself. Maybe I've mentioned this in the pod before, I can't even mind. And was fit to build it up and know exactly for, it was only a single calf and, you know, a pen. And I'd built it up to like 8 litres a day within 3 weeks. And no issues. The calf, as soon as he went away from the teat, was bouncing around, jumping, skipping the whole carry on. Whenever it came to real good weather, then the shine in that calf was, you know, as if Mammy had reared it, you know. Yeah. And then now that particular calf is in with calves 2 months older than him, and he's intaking the same milk they are, and no issues.
Right, okay.
So the whole reason behind that was to try and see if I could get their optimal growth, to try and see if I could like outdo what the old fella was fit to rear. To see if it makes any difference. Cause
that was just a competition too then?
Yes. You know, it's like anything. Like years ago, before, so we done the Parter project 4 years ago, near enough now, and before that there was a stage we were milking about 110 or 15, and we had like, basically we had to be lifted every day, and I think, like my dad talked about, oh, you know, you'll be doing well if you can get 5,600 every 2 days, you know, that's what I, you know, got up to, because our tank only holds 5.2. And like this last 2 years, maybe not happened this year with the way the cows calving and that, but I get like 6-1 or so. And naturally, as soon as you be like, right, you know, you tell me you were fit to do that and I've just outdone you, and his words are, you have feed yield and all these things. And I was like, yes, but you have experience, I don't.
Yeah.
So I suppose like anything, you try to always outdo your old fella.
That is the thing too. My old boy is too quick for me. Like he's like my dad is. Don't get me wrong. Me and him give each other death every day. Like there's
like every father and son.
No, we're different. Like we'll fall out over a bucket looking at us the wrong way. Like there's.
Oh no. Me and my dad would be the same.
Oh really?
Like if I say I'm an introvert now, me and my dad get on the best. 100%. Like, you know, but. Like if there is the only person on the earth that I will backchat to, it would be him.
100%. But we are, I don't know. There's videos of me and him around, but not physically around. You know, nobody come and lift me. Like, but
you're a prick. No, you're a prick.
No, a bit worse than that. But like one thing about my dad is he is handy. He's a top stock man, a great driver. He could build Noah's Ark. Like the man could do anything. But unless it comes to electrics, it can't work a touchscreen phone. Other than that, it can do anything else.
But this is the thing, though. I always found, and it's even my own old fella, they don't want to know.
That's the thing.
It's not like
it could know. He just doesn't want to know.
Like my dad is, to be fair, a mental math genius. Like,
same. My dad's the exact same.
You know, you could be standing there and say the likes of, well, it's a new machine or this, that, or the other, and he'll essentially be like, right, oh, such and such come in thinking about changing the tractor, and they said the X, Y, and Z percentage, APR, and all this carry on. And I just told him there and then, sure, you're telling me to take it over, say, 4 years, and that's X amount of thousand a year, and your mum was like, aye. You know, but well, like it's funny, no matter how much technology we have now, like we have heat and health detection collars. But like, say for the heat side of things, he'll be like, right, boom, there's X, Y, and Z number, or will he look at the cow and tell me a number he thinks it is, and it's vastly always wrong.
Right, okay.
So he'd be like, oh, there's 4652, and I'm like, we don't have a 4652. I'm all numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're like Rain Man at him.
And or like he would say, oh, there's a cow there with a white head, and I'm like, there's a few there with a white head, you know. But he'd be able to spot, you know, straight there and then, right, that cow's in heat. And I'm like, right, okay. And he's like, well, why did the parlour not draft her? And I'm like, there's a 5-hour waiting period before it will. You know, so
my dad's the exact same. See, when we're lambing sheep, he'd be like, she has the water bag out there. What about it? Oh, I better go and investigate her. No, Give her half an hour, see what she does, and then we'll investigate.
Yes, like they'll always spot something before you even think about it. But other than that, like we did our first bit of silage as well this week. I was telling Conor there on Wednesday night that we done a bit of silage, and he said the horn must be on. And I was like 3 bales off the trailer, horn was clean off.
But you find that way too. Like you'd be sitting out the whole winter champing for that first load of grass, and then you do it maybe 2 hours, and then you're like, oh, is this over yet?
Well, like it's funny when I was younger, like because we had got Quins at the time, they obviously had their own trailers, and Dad would never have been like, I don't see no point in me putting my tractor on one of them trailers, you know.
Yeah.
So you never got the opportunity. And then just the way things happened, because we had done bales in a certain year and tried it all, it was grand. Oh, you got plenty of driving because you were drawing home bales and that. The following year we started to do the bales again, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and he went, fuck that, you know, you're up to all hours of the night just trying to bring them home, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And because Quins were so busy at that in particular time, they'd obviously grassed down elsewhere. They couldn't just be like, right, no bother, Paddy McGowan needs the silage in. So McCann had only just started that year, so he was sitting idle. He had maybe just, I think, put a neighbour's silage in and rung anyway. No problem at all. But he had an extra trailer, so whenever he started off with, he had bought all second-hand machinery.
Yep.
So he had a 7/8/10, a 6/8/20 or 6/9/20, a 6480 Massey, and second-hand, I think it was John Deere 7450 harvester or so. So then, it made sense because all our stuff was quite long draw, like 2 mile or so. You got the opportunity, and like, see now, like back then you'd been like, oh, with 30 acres done, I've 70 acres left.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd been like, oh, that's the last 10 acres. And like, oh, I wish it would last longer. See now, no. Gets to 11 o'clock. There's fucking 20 acres left to do. Fuck, let's carry on.
But I think it all depends on the scenario too. Like if you're sitting in a real nice outfit and you're with a team of boys and the crack's good, and that makes some difference compared to you sitting in an oil wreck or a thing and nobody's saying a word. Like I go to grass with a friend of mine, Boiler, and you go to his boys and like, all great fellas, but you nearly need to go there and stir the pot to get any of them going, because it's all fairly civilized. And I'm like, what are you boys doing? Like, just somebody give him back grief.
Well, that's the only thing. There's no CB radio, obviously, in a tractor for a farmer.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes no sense for us to put one in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it did last year because obviously Mike was like, I really want to do the podcast while we were drawing silage.
You see, that's the other side of the coin. Like, you take Garth 76, they said I had her home. The fella I was going to the cart grass at night, he's all fence. Garth says, why do you not take the 820 and get a real nice photo of the whole lineup? And I was like, I'll take this 70-60. She has a straight pipe on her, sort of want to sick myself there. I didn't sick myself. Like, I'd take that thing anywhere, and I would be happy as I could draw grass on that thing all day.
You've the novelty of it, like
100%.
Like it's even, to be fair there, I would say last year, like it worked out. There was a lad from Roscommon direction listens to us, and he was like, look, I'm out working with Monk, I'm coming home whatever few weeks, and Mike was like, fuck, sure, Conor's putting his first cut in. He was like, sure, I'll land up the road. So he landed. Then some of the other friends, like Adam, that would come onto the pod, and another couple of lads would have been like, oh, sure, fuck it, I'll land out. But it was a good dry spell, so like there was no mad panic or rushing or anything.
Yep.
So like it was a case of do as little farming as possible, but all the lads are out and the crack's 90. So yes, like I didn't care when it ended, but it was just like you had Adam and Matthew driving about in the pickup filming you in the evening time, and then the next day, like the silage trailer that I was using was parked in an inconvenient place. The only tractor available was our smaller Massey.
Yep.
Fuck it, take her. It was totally against my father's wishes, but sure, asked for forgiveness. And
you seem to do a lot of that about your pace.
I think maybe my balls have dropped as I've got older.
Okay, is that what it is?
But essentially then I went up the road and like did a load of grass. Was like, yeah, this is cool. Went up for the second, and McCann was looking me in with the harvester while it was to ask whereabouts we going next or whatever. And I was like, fuck it, I'll sit in with him for a while. I just parked the tractor in the end of the field. And then Michael came along and he was on her. And I was like, just don't crash, you know? Like, and or else with a smaller one, just drive her easy. And then the phone was going, where are you at? Because I need that tractor, so fertiliser, put out cattle or that. But like, them days are deadly. But as you say, you have to have the crack.
But that's the thing too, it's days like that there where you can just take a step back and enjoy yourself. Like, you take this, both of us, like, we get home from work in the evening, rush, try to get all this done. Like, say whenever I was off lambing sheep, and I don't care who says it, I could lamb sheep for the whole year round. You see, you get not up in the morning and you're your own boss and you take things at your own pace, and farming's still 100 miles an hour, like, but you get up on a nice crisp morning, head up the field, check your stock and just take a step back and take it all in. You see a nice crisp morning, the sun coming up, stock's around you, everything's healthy. At night at silage with your friends, having a bit of crack. Oh, the grass is going in, it's to be dry for a fortnight, there's no pressure. See, I'd take that step back and just seeing the bigger picture and be like, this is what it's all about.
There is no better feeling, like, well, there, sure, like, at home, I do all the milking and now all the feeding the calves, and to be honest with you, now, like, I spent time on a Sunday about a month, maybe 2 months ago, and went on to the milking programme and went through literally every cow to see what she gave peak yield over her averages and all. Now, it fucking took hours, but put that all down in my notes app, my phone. So now it's like, right, cow's drafted, she's in heat, what are we putting in her? And you can go on straight away, right, boom, cow's given X amount of litres, you'll put a sex semen in her, or, you know, she's not doing 30 litres at peak, you know, we'll put a beef straw into her. There's no point in trying to get, you know, an offspring off her. And even to the amount of, like, taking more and more to do with that. See, whenever the old fella went away for a week and you wear your ticket, as you say, your own boss. Fuck, I was getting up at 7 o'clock and was like, right, I know he does X, Y and Z. I'm going to make my life easier and still get the job done by doing fucking ABC. And you were still getting the job done. Now, at that time, there's no pressure. None of the cows were to calve until roughly now. So you were in the house for 6:30. You weren't worrying about some calving on the slats and lying all night, you know. It was fantastic. But then you always get them bad sort of things where you're like, this is lovely for a week, but I still have to go back to work next week. You know.
Don't get me wrong, I love my job. I do love my job. But
so do I, but you still had to fucking go back to it and get back into the swing of things, and then within 3 days, sure, you go back to square one where you're just doing the same thing as you were doing.
Yep. Because that's the way your old boy done it.
That's the way your old boy done it, and at the end of the day, he is the boss.
Well, that's the thing too.
But
what you're saying is you're going to have a lot of beef calves for sale cheap at the end of whenever the cattle's going in again.
We actually have got everything that's calved at the minute is all beef, yeah, because annoyingly, nothing held to sex for a period of time last year. So they're like, fuck it, fire blue straw into it. Every fucking one of them took to it. So it turns out if they don't hold the sex, they hold the fucking blues.
Hard to beat the blues.
Yes. And they're actually quite good wee calves too.
Well, we're going to have a discussion off camera, but I think we should move on to the guest here before we start to bore folk.
Good man. Good man, Michael wannabe. But yes. No, so we're actually obviously recording this in the future. So we had Chloe Jamison on. Chloe is competing in Miss GB and she's in the Belfast end of things for it. She's trying to promote obviously women in agriculture and that. Like she would, to be fair, for all the age Chloe is, she spoke well.
She switched on now as much, like she'll be listening to this back, and I don't want to make her head any bigger than it already is, but
yes,
she's a nice wee girl now. She's, as you say, she's pushing the woman in agriculture. She's at the beef and spud side of things too, which is probably a different avenue as well.
And here I learned more about fucking pretties than I ever thought I would.
I have seen so many potato harvesters, and I say I learnt more that night than I did watching them in the field.
Oh, like, and to be fair, like, she's a great listen. The start of this might be a bit muddled up because you'd swear we didn't know what we were doing, but here, look, it was savage crack. Now here's Chloe.
Tell us about yourself, Chloe. This is going on another tangent.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know what to say about myself now. I'm a farmer.
Yes.
I work at home.
What do you farm?
Farm potatoes and beef. We do
Wait, do you hunt potatoes or what?
We plant potatoes.
Oh, okay.
We plant potatoes and
what varieties?
Piper, Standards, Navan, Roosters.
Many acres?
This year I think 80, could be more.
Fuck for iron, that's quite a bit, like, to be fair.
So yeah, it's not a very good year.
How many beef cattle do you have?
At the moment, 300.
Do you rear or do you buy in the stores?
Buy in.
And then rear to kill?
Rear to kill. We do buy in calves as well, and we
Okay.
put them on our automatic feeder.
Yes.
We
Just
haven't
drop
done
calves?
Aye. Haven't done any this year.
Is it all continental or is it just mixed breed?
Belgian Blue, Angus, Hereford, a few Friesians in there, but that would be our main.
Are you like contract rears for abattoirs, so you have to have a load ready at certain times then?
I wouldn't say contract. It would be more if they look good and they're the right weight, I would send them off.
Yes.
Obviously,
You're
there's that.
not working with like ABP or after.
No, none of that. With that, I'd beef carbon scheme thing, but other than that, it's not really just whatever we get the price of. But surely that whole month thing now, is it 26 months now? You have to
Yes.
kill them by.
Bring your microphone a wee bit closer to your mouth. Aye.
We're in that there, but no, we bring them in, maybe buy them in about 4 weeks old, put them on, wean them off about 3-4 months. That time they're onto the meal already. Then they go out into their pens, and then hopefully that time it's the summer, throw them out in the fields, bring them back in, and then that's our last time in the shed, out in the fields, and then where they are.
Well then, how many acres do you roughly farm altogether?
Flippy. I honestly couldn't tell you. We do have a bit of Conor for the spuds and stuff, because
Just
obviously you have to
rough
rotate.
idea?
Rough idea, maybe, I want to say 150, 200.
And then 80 of that is spuds.
80 of it's spuds. Rest is either grazing or silage.
What do you think of the spuds compared to the cows?
Spuds are easier worked with. You don't need to get up at silly hours in the morning to feed them.
True, fair enough.
You know.
Good answer.
Yeah. No, it's just weather permitting more. Like, we're about a month behind schedule this year, so our earlies aren't really
Fair
earlies
enough,
anymore.
yes.
But
And do you call them your medals or anything now? Or are they still classed as
no,
early?
there's earlies, and then there's just your potatoes.
Well, has that affected the price on potatoes now?
Oh yeah.
Like, is it worse or better?
Normally the earlies, the quicker you get them in, it's like first of the trough sort of thing. If you get them in first, you'll get the better price for them first because they're out first. Whereas if you have them in late, but everybody's got them in late, so we don't really know until probably. Normally we dig around May, June, but probably June, July now.
So, the likes of them there then, do you supply in a contract with them or?
We have 2 contracts. We have one with Glens of Antrim and we
Yes.
have one with Mash Direct. Now, Glens of Antrim wouldn't take as much in the ton by the ton. It's more we pack and then give it to them. And then Mash Direct, that's about maybe I would say about 70% of our spuds just go straight from the field into a box to their warehouse or their factory. But then we do keep a good bit ourselves to sell to like spars and wee butchers and shops and stuff at home.
Yes. Did you bring a bag of spuds tonight?
I didn't. You should have
Fuck's
told
sake.
me.
And even like spots, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't get that. Who doesn't like spots? Like, who likes sheep? Who doesn't like spots?
well, it's not that I don't like spots. I just don't really see the
Do you
point
like
on
chips?
them. Yeah.
Well, then you like spots.
But there's a wee taste of batter on them. Like if you take a spud and roll a bit of cardboard up into a ball, they both taste exactly the same.
To be fair,
need
do you actually
salt
not
and
like
butter
spuds?
on it?
It's not that I don't like them. I just don't see the point in them.
Do you put salt and butter on them?
Yes, that's what
Right.
everybody says. But that's salt and butter that I taste, not spud.
I know, but
So you may as well put salt and butter on your cardboard. That's you know,
the cardboard's a bit more chewier. I don't know what spuds you're eating.
Do
Not
you
mine.
eat cardboard off?
well, that's what I was going to say because I've never actually ate cardboard, but you seem to know an awful lot about it.
Never had.
What does glue
cardboard.
taste like?
I don't know. Not that young.
Cut.
But yeah, I just don't see the. I like battered spuds to be fair.
Battered spuds.
Well, roasties.
Roasties.
Aye.
Don't ever call them battered spuds ever again.
Thanks
What
for
do you
calling
call them?
roasties.
Right, thank you.
Some people probably call them spuds with jackets.
Aye.
That's a jacket potato. That's put in an oven.
Oh, that a baked potato. You
Aye, yeah.
I feel like we're
Gosh, you
triggered
just need
here.
educated.
Well, I don't.
I'm
fuck
going to
all
have a
about
minty bee
spuds.
after this.
You get very defensive over your potatoes. Like.
Yeah. That's my nickname.
Oh,
Spud.
self-diagnosed.
Well,
Right. Well, then when did you come on the farming scene?
about 2005. So I was born.
No, I got that.
Always been in the farm.
When were you productive on the farm? When were you fit to earn your keep?
When I fit to earn my keep, I'd say 12, 13. It was whenever I was actually allowed to do things in the tractor and allowed to feed and stuff myself, because 10-year-olds and younger, you don't really, goodness knows what could happen whenever you're younger.
True.
So once you get to that age, you're kind of a bit more self-aware.
Were you just like feeding animals with buckets? You weren't actually driving at this stage?
No, not at that age. Yeah.
Disclaimer.
You
obviously didn't do that until you had your tractor course done.
Yes, done the tractor course whenever
Allegedly
I
you were
turned
driving
16 with
really
no
hard.
trailers. Yeah, just drive the tractor around the field, that's it. No, 12, 13, I'd say the spuds I was more maybe 14, 15, because you're in the field constantly and you're a passenger in a tractor.
Is harvesting them a pain in the arse?
It was a pain in the arse whenever we had, we've got I'm going to get throttled by this Niall if I get this wrong. We used to have a Grimmy self-propelled, and now we have a D-Wolf self-propelled, or it's the other way around.
2-row, 3-row, 4-row?
The 1, 2, 3, 4-row. Yeah, I had to count that there. 4 rows, tracks on it, but it's got one of them big roof things, so you climb up the steps, you stand, you pick, and it goes out over the side.
Is that not a well monotonous job? Because to be fair, I've seen like videos that possibly you may have produced, and it doesn't look that fun a job, to be honest.
See, after a couple of years, it gets a bit tiring, but
After a couple of years?
yeah.
I done it for 3 hours one day. I was scoring it after 10 minutes.
That's what I mean.
Although there was no roof over the one we were on, and I was absolutely lashing.
You
Like,
see, if it's that there.
Do you not get dizzy? I think it's
No.
looking at the sea, and it's just you see.
Well, I'm
the
used to
empty,
it.
and then you're.
So,
Like, what do you look out for out of curiosity?
well, they come
Yes.
up.
Obviously.
You are smart.
That's what you're looking
Well
for.
done, Connor. No, so it'd be rotten ones, stones.
How can you tell rotten ones straight away? I know.
Smell.
Oh, okay. Right,
You'll
fair
smell them coming before you see them.
enough.
Anything
Do
green.
you get many stones in them, or is it just bigger stones?
No, we have a de-stoner, so there's a whole, we'll do the ploughing or the rotating ploughing.
Talk us through the whole procedure.
Yes.
Now I'm going to get this wrong. Niall's going to comment on me. So, rotating, that's my job. Ploughing is Niall's job, and Adrian and David's job, whoever wants to do it. Then you'd go over.
Why do you do rotivating?
It's easiest.
Fair
I
enough.
like it. You just press auto steer and it goes.
Have you plough first and then rotate?
No, we rotate then plough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Less compaction because you're going over it and then you're opening up the plough instead of ploughing and then having to go over it. And the rotavator just sort of levels it a bit more than the plough.
Oh,
would.
you're
The
not
plough-
dropping it deep in like a power harrow?
No,
Oh, right, okay.
no, it's
Well,
just
okay.
Fair enough.
the top layer.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I want to say ridger, then bed tiller, then de-stoner, then the planter. We've got the planter in the back and fertilizer in the front, so it's just the one tractor.
Yeah.
And then you don't look at them until you need to spray them, and then that's you until you plant or dig them.
I take it you don't need to irrigate them over here with the amount of rain. No, like I know that probably sounds really stupid, but like I have worked on like an arable farm in England, and we had to irrigate them.
There was a couple of years they were irrigating, were they?
Well,
2 or 3 years ago, they were irrigating spuds.
a couple of years ago we were irrigating. Was that like that hose pipe ban
Yeah.
or something? But didn't last that long. No, we got enough rain. So last year, there's a lot of folks didn't get the spuds out because it was that wet November time. There were still people digging. There's people I know who went to plant this year and were just ploughing the spuds back into the ground because there's no point digging them at that point.
Fair enough.
And do they grow again? Or are they just delito?
They probably would. We've never done it, so I wouldn't know myself.
How do you differentiate between seed potato and eating potato?
So eating potato, there's certain sizes. So Glenn's Vanter will be looking a certain size, so say 35 to 40 mil spud. What depends on what they're looking
I assume
for.
you just can see a spud and went, yes, that's one for blah blah blah.
Yeah, basically. That's a couple of years of practice to do that. But we've got and
I never said a word.
you didn't need to say anything. So in the shed,
The look said it all.
in the shed we have a grater. So once the boxes come back from the field, we'll tip them into the grater, and there's different size graters. So like netting.
I take it
for
then
each
it falls
size.
through. Right, fair
So
enough. Yeah.
anything that's 2A will fall through and will go into the seed box, and then that'll be put in one corner of the shed.
Yes.
Anything that comes up to us and is rotten goes in another box. That's the refuse. They'll be fed.
I take it they're the ones that people have missed.
No, they're the one I will miss. So up above, you just sort of throw off what you can on the harvester, and then once you're in, this is the last step or second last step before they go into the bags. So anything that is rotten or refused, fire it into that box. It goes in a corner for somebody, pigs, or putting in inside a pit or something.
Yeah.
Then anything that's good goes down the grader into this box or into this box just to split them up, and then they'll either be sent to Mash Direct Lynn's room, or we'll keep them and put them down another grader into a bin and then package them.
Yes.
But yeah, that's the difference. Seed ones are always small ones. Aye.
But how do you take a seed potato and you plant a singular seed potato,
Yep.
and that grows into one singular potato? No? Or does it grow into multiple potatoes? Do you know what I mean? Because I was right.
Have you never seen a potato plant before? Like,
Out of
No,
to be
I-
honest with you,
ground.
I see the machinery driving, but I'm not an agronomist. I don't go out and study.
to be honest,
growing.
no.
That's
you
why I'm
never
wondering.
learned about spuds in school? I learned about it in school.
learned about
Sorry,
the
maybe
farming
back
aspect of
then your curriculum didn't involve that.
No, I
Well,
learned
they
a
didn't,
bit.
they didn't actually do
Yous
agriculture
are
in
probably
school.
still
or
We
a
whatever.
learned
slap on the
important
wrist.
things. Huh?
Yous are probably still got the slap on the wrist with a ruler.
No, Jesus.
Some of you getting excited there.
Ironically, I think in my agricultural course at Queen's, we did learn about spuds.
Mm-hmm.
Probably was sleeping during that, to be fair.
So one seed potato
Yeah.
could grow into, depending on how well that crop goes, could maybe 10 spuds, 12 spuds, 8 spuds.
Right, okay. So I always thought you plant one seed potato, you get one bigger potato, and then I was like, right, where's all these potatoes coming out?
To be fair, that's what
Now
I
that-
actually thought too.
I've wondered this for years.
Oh my goodness. Now that's just stupid. That's not even. I thought that was common sense. No? That one spud will grow loads of spuds. Like the same with carrots. You put a carrot seed and you get 3 or 4 carrots in the one.
All them cars I'm planting the side of no glade, yeah.
Oh, God.
You're on to honor.
I don't know.
Anyway, right, you left your seed potatoes, you send it away to, where do they go?
They go into a shed.
Okay, and then where do they go to make you money?
They wait in the shed until we're ready to plant, and then we'll put
Oh,
them
do you
in the box.
reseed? Do you
Yeah, we
resow?
we keep
Oh.
our own seed and reseed it the next year.
Well, do you ever not have enough?
Yeah, there is, after I think it's a couple of years, don't quote me, it could be 4 or 5 years, you'll have to buy in seed. So obviously you can't just keep using the same crop, so you buy in a new crop, and you have to, there's passports and all for it, so it'll come from England or something, and they'll have a passport. You have to keep all that for your farm red tractor, or else say goodbye to your contracts. So it's all that traceability and identification stuff.
Right, okay.
So if there's anything wrong and it comes back to us, and
Yeah.
it's a seed, we go back to them.
Ironically, I didn't think I would learn about potatoes tonight, but here.
I thought I'd learn a bit, but I don't think I'd learn that much. Like, there's actually more traceability in some of the people coming into the country, to be honest with you. Are we allowed to say that now?
I can cut. No, it's fucking interesting. To be fair.
Yeah.
No, but in actual fact, though, I didn't know. Like, I assumed it just the seed grew and then wondered where the fuck did the seed potatoes come out of.
I've seen spud being planted and
Like,
done
did you
interviews, but I
not
never wondered, like,
Well, did you just think there was like different varieties for like chips and everything like that there? Like Piper you could use for chip, and you could use for seed, you could use for your boiled spuds. Like,
But
They're gonna
Dublin,
be so
like a
bored.
queen, you wouldn't really chip a queen, though.
a potato to me is
no,
a
you
potato.
wouldn't chip a queen.
Exactly.
No,
yeah.
don't chip a queen.
And like roosters.
Roosters, you chipped roosters.
I don't know what the Spanish ones are.
There's Cares Pinks.
We used to eat them. They're good for
Could.
boiling.
Boiling, they're good for boiling.
They're very flurry.
Dunbar Standards and Queens, I'd steam. I wouldn't boil them. Standards, I'd boil.
Oh, well,
Queen's I'd
steam
steam.
is what I mean. Aye.
Actually,
Well,
fall off the
obviously,
skin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Duh. Sure, what else would you do them?
I don't even, you're rhyming off names here and I haven't a clue
Well,
what you're talking about, to be honest.
Like, I don't really cook the dinners often in the house, but like we always buy in, like, well, whenever I go into the shop, I say, can I have a 25 kilo bag of like English pipers, and they always make good chips and all that, you know.
You could, well, Piper can be good for chips. So, it's preference.
And they're not
more.
bad for boiling either, so they cover
No.
both bases.
Piper's sort of an all-round spud.
Pretty much.
It's your creme de la creme.
Well then, you've a bit of a different year ahead of you then.
Yes, I do.
What are you getting up to this year?
So this year I have been selected as a finalist for Miss Great Britain Belfast 2026.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Woo.
Be more enthusiastic, Conor.
I feel like that's been going on for about 6 years now.
How did that all come about?
So my best friend Chloe Jamison done it last year.
Okay, yes.
And I went and watched her and I was like, you know what? This looks like great crack. So I said to her, I was like, oh, you doing it again next year? And she's like, I'll do it if you do it. So I was like, flip, right, okay. Thought, you know what? I'll not get accepted. I'll throw an application in, see what the crack is. Put my application in and texted Chloe, I've got mine done. And she goes, no, I'm not doing it anymore. You're on your own. I was like, right, thank you.
Did you have words with your friend then?
Chloe?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's your dollars back on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Chloe D. The other Chloe.
I couldn't mind. I was like, did she say Chloe or what?
Yeah.
So I was like, you're friend.
Yeah, we're both called Chloe. But no, she decided she wasn't doing it anymore. So I obviously had that application sent in. Honestly didn't even mind about it. It was about maybe a week later. And I seen this email come through from Miss GB Belfast. And I was like, oh, I applied for that. So I looked at it and they're like, you've been accepted. And I'm like, they have definitely picked their own Chloe Jamison. There's no way that they'd read my application. I'm like, oh, I perfect fit. Because it was all about farming and about like women in agriculture. Like that's what my entire platform's about, raising awareness for women in agriculture and how young women can farm just as well as men can. And
ironically, to be fair, like even in that run that we done last year, the amount of women that you meet in the road in like the big kit down south is something serious, which is good to see. Like, because
that's what I'm trying to show. Like, you'll be driving down the road, you see a woman in a tractor, and you'll be like, "Oh, woman in a tractor? No way!" I was like, that should be normal. It's like looking at a man in a tractor. It's the same thing. They're just doing their job. But yeah, and went through the application, the different bits and pieces, and then came out there as one of the 18 finalists in Northern Ireland. So, yeah.
What all does it involve then now that you are a finalist?
So now that I am a finalist, I got announced in October as a finalist. So I've done I've done one charity event at the moment. I've done a quiz night in the Scene Again.
Yeah.
It was very well attended. Raised about £800, which is very good. So I've done it for cancer research, which is self-explanatory, raising money for funds for research for cancer, rural support, mental health for young for farmers in Northern Ireland, and then another one which is A Sisterhood. So it's about domestic violence in women, which is quite a big thing at the moment in Northern Ireland. Raised a good bit of money for them, and I'm doing a race for life in a couple of weeks. But for me, it'll be a crawl for life. I cannot run the length of myself. I'm just not.
When's that, or where is that?
It's in Belfast. It's a cancer research one. I think it's the 24th of May.
Is it 5K or
5K? Yeah, goodness, I wouldn't do any more. That's the lowest one you could do. I can't do a 5K. The only reason I run is if there's like cattle out in the field or.
It surprised you.
Something.
Well, like put it this way, I know I tried during COVID the whole 5K thing because everybody was obviously running because there was nothing else to do, and like within a week I was doing 25-minute 5Ks.
That's right, go on.
Which I thought wasn't too bad.
I couldn't tell you if that was good or bad. I do know.
They say anything under half an hour is a good start, like.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
just do a couch to 5K and you'd be grand.
I'd rather the couch, thanks. I'm alright. I don't run.
So I don't get I get running.
Well, do you play
I just
sports?
don't see it.
Like, do you
play football for young farmers and tug of war for young farmers, but
there you go.
Do a bit of Irish dancing, but that's more stamina, and you're in the one spot.
That is literally what running
I can't do it for too long. I'm the goalie in football.
It doesn't mean you like start off with a sprint. Start off with a wee steady pace, and then just keep it.
5K in the morning and report back.
Like you run so far, and then there'll be like a runner's high hits you, and it's just adrenaline carries the rest.
Never got that far. I'm gonna have to try it. Because
the very first time I attempted it, I'd ran too fast at the start. Like I have a touch of asthma as well, so doesn't sound very smart, but
no.
I didn't take an inhaler before, and I got about 2K into it, but the pace I was running at was too fast.
Mm-hmm.
and then tried it the following night. Took my inhaler and went a wee bit slower, and I was fat to do the whole thing in one go. And then just again, like you did it, once, say 31 minutes, and then the next thing you did it again, it was like 30.5 minutes, and then it got lower and lower.
How
and then
far is a 5k?
3.2 miles or something.
That's what it is. 5
What
kilometers.
is 5 kilometers in miles?
Like 3.2 miles or something. Yeah.
That's not bad actually.
Depends what roads obviously you're running, because whenever you hit a hill, even though it could be like no such
up
hill,
not late then.
any incline at all, like you're fucked.
Well, the time Hodges done it for mine, he done 5k in January. We started at the rugby club, run down the length of the A26, cut up by Michael Derry's, down Balmoney Main Street, across the one-way street, down to Superbites, down to Trollums, and then back at the rugby club, and that was 5k.
Is that 5k? Oh, that's
fairly level too. Like,
well, I suppose you're going down the hill, not
just download Strava and go for a run. See how there's the way the roads go around, like near me. There's basically four roads intertwined to, like, we call it the big square, and it turns out it's like 4.8k.
Yeah.
So I just did it. But to be fair, the other thing is, if you're working every day in like wellies and stuff, they're far heavier. So if you're running after cattle, imagine like running in your trainers.
I suppose it'd be easier, wouldn't it?
Oh, piss.
Yeah. Might actually do that.
Especially like, well, this weather, by that time, like your trainers, shorts, and like a t-shirt, and probably colder in the evenings, like, but you wait.
You'd warm up.
You'd be grand.
Listen, Mo Farah over here. He's for doing the marathon next week.
My fault. No, hey, to be fair, sure there was
off.
somebody ran the marathon under 2 hours.
Seen that?
And then
It was
the
like
trainers
30 seconds under or something like world record.
And then sure the trainers that he wore are like £500 or something out there, and they've sold out within 3 minutes. But to be fair,
It's not the trainers though, is it?
Well, that's what they said. A lot of it went down to like the running technology and stuff. That's why like there could have been so many folk before could have done it if they had like the right nutrition and them same trainers. And
So if I bought the trainers, I wouldn't be doing a marathon in 2 hours.
you'd be surprised, because see the modern day running shoe, it basically is like a spring. That's why the soles are so big.
yeah,
So like if you run a certain way, because I mind, don't know why I clicked on it, but anyway, like a YouTube video ages ago, and it was like running technology and trainers and stuff, and essentially the fella ran his normal trainers, and he done like 100 meters in such time, and then whenever he done it in the fancy running trainers, he was like a second quicker, because the others like nearly propelled him as he was like doing his strides and stuff.
There you go. Learn something new every day.
Well, I learned about pretty, you learned about running from somebody.
trainers. There we go.
So when does the final then be from SGB?
Final is the 7th of June in the Merchant Hotel in Belfast. And my nerves are right for it. But everyone else has done
It couldn't be as bad as mine are with this podcast, to be honest with you.
Everyone else is, or not everybody, but a good few of them have done it before. They know the craic. I'm getting coaching for it. So somebody's teaching me how to walk.
What all in the final then happens?
So there's 3 rounds, or there's 4 rounds. Your first round would be like an interview. So I'll basically go and talk about myself to these 6 judges.
you'll be good at that, all right.
I'm great at it, full marks. And then the second round is like a dress round. So you'll walk on a catwalk. Third round's a bikini round, and then the 4th round is like an evening gown round.
Okay.
So it's very fancy. But
Pageant day and all
pageant day, yes, exactly what it is, pageant like. But I'm getting walk training to teach me how to walk in high heels, because I'm a penguin walking in the best of times in flat shoes. So
So what are they judging you off? Like if you walk in, you're saying there about a dress round and a ball gown round. Are they not the same thing? Like
That's why I was kind of going on.
It's like a wee,
right, okay.
you wouldn't know, a wee mini dress.
So what do they judge you off? Are they judging you off your dress, how you look? Or are they dressing you or judging you on how you walk?
Yeah.
So they're judging you how you walk in all these different costumes?
Yeah.
Then? Right, okay.
So the first 2 would be like a wee bit of like a more upbeat sort of dance sort of walk.
Okay.
And then the last one, you're just sort of walking in a circle and back round again.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And I presume there's a particular way you have to walk.
Yes. Fancy. Not a way that I would walk very often. That's why I'm getting training for it.
And how do you rate your chances of winning?
1 out of 18.
Like,
is there any other ones that are from like farming backgrounds?
No, I'm the only one from a farming background that's doing anything to do with farming. The rest are Belfast. They're like nurses, midwives, people like that. They're mothers, that sort of thing. So it's a very inclusive pageant.
Out of curiosity, then, in your interview section and that, like, do you have to have you like a big fancy dress on for that part?
Yes.
I was about to say, because you just could have dealer boots on or something.
I asked, is it, can I do a round in my Bluntstones? They're like, absolutely not. But if you don't ask, you don't get.
Is it like a free for all? Will there be like favourites coming up to it, or how does that work?
It really depends on your publicity.
Okay.
If you put yourself out there, the judges look for you on like TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. So that's why I'm like posting a wee bit more about myself and what I do at home and my life. So that they can see me and who I am as a person and what I actually do.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I do get on the stage or do see them, they'll be like, oh, we've seen her, we know what she does, I can't wait to see this. Whereas if I didn't do anything, just applied, waited till June, walked in, they'd be like, who are you?
See, to
like,
be fair,
no reason.
I never actually realised you'd done as much on the farm until you actually started posting it. I was like, I didn't even realise how much you were farming at the
You
time.
just thought I was a bluffer.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't drink Jaeger bombs.
I can.
Stop feeding away and start bad stuff.
She bought the round, that's
I
yours.
did buy the round. Yeah. But yeah, that's. I'm trying to think what else would be interesting about Miss UB.
What kind of tractors do you have at home then?
Our blood runs green. John Deere's. All the way. Yeah. We've always had John Deere's. I think whenever my dad was, a young boy like Conor here, would have been.
She looked at me when she said young, not you.
I think he had like a
I
Sammy.
already have Gallard. I'm old as fuck, that. It's all right.
I think he had
The hair gives it away. I'm grey.
Brandon, there's. Oh, I'm going to see if I get this wrong. There's 1, 2, 3, 6 of them, including Dad. So 6 Waynes. Then there's Granda and Granny. And they would have had like Sammys and Massey's, that sort of like the older style ones, obviously, because the new ones weren't out.
Because Adrian has like an Agristar Dutz, has he not?
David.
Oh, David,
David
right,
has
okay.
it. That's David's. That's a Chloe thing.
She's
I
lethal.
like that. Niall got a 135 XL. 835 XL. I don't remember the numbers. International from Santa when he was younger. And he has.
I used to get Pokemon cards.
No, but it was to be put onto like the pump, the slurry tank. Or
it was just told it was his.
Yeah, that was his. So he drove
I used
it
to
round.
get a PlayStation.
But no.
2.
I get that there. The thing, you have to jump start it every time you go to start it because he's wild for wiring lights in and doing things out there. So he's wired everything to the battery.
Mm-hmm.
He obviously can see then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He can see
Very well.
Well,
When she starts.
well, he can see, but he sometimes doesn't know where the tree is or the gatepost is. But
I hope
So
he's
he's saying
listening to
he's
this.
blind?
I hope he's listening to this. A few wingmers have been taken out.
Just, you see, when you're talking about Niall there, we were talking about this on the way in here. Tell us about Niall's pickup.
So Niall, I'll start off. Niall had a Jetta. It was a very cool Jetta. I'll give it to him. I'll not admit it to his face, but he can take it from this here. And he's got fed up with it because he's a big farmer now and he doesn't need that. So he decided he's going to get a Jeep, got an L200.
Okay, yeah.
So we had an L200. Dad bought a Shogun. So Dad had to sell the Shogun so Niall could get this Jeep. So we got this Jeep. And then that was fine. First 2 or 3 weeks.
It's very understanding father, to be honest.
Doesn't sound like as much as a saying in it, that's actually, to be honest.
I asked the old fella to sell our smaller Massey for an 8340, and we ended up with a new smaller Massey. So it didn't work in my favour at all.
No. I think it's just it made sense at the time because to get the new Jeep, because we had the other one for a good while and it was that mileage and you're just get rid of it, get a new one. So we got the L200, drove around for a couple of weeks perfectly fine, like a normal Jeep. And then he decided he wanted to buy a big fuck off of a light bar. This thing, you could see it from 2 miles away. You flash it and you look like you're in the middle of daylight. It's ridiculous.
It's the back of the Jeep I'm talking about. But
Oh, the back of the Jeep. Oh. He's got a beefy flap on it.
Okay.
And it says, not what I expected when I googled beefy flaps. And everyone in my family has to drive around in that.
They could also screw it off on him.
It's properly, it's a Nile job. Like, he probably has it welded on or something.
It does look well, to be fair, bar the actual writing on it.
If it's something different on like Jameson's potatoes, you know.
That could work.
So he actually got that put on the beefy flap.
And he paid.
They don't like competition. Oh no, he bought it.
No, he paid right money for it.
They're like £180 or something.
I wouldn't be paying £180 for that.
And he got that wrote on it.
Yeah. He's seen it, I don't know, Amazon or eBay or...
Oh, it was funny, to be fair. I seen your ma driving it the other day. I was like, oh my goodness, that poor woman.
No, and then he's got the number plates that you have to squint to read them on this big L200 Bavarian, or I don't know.
Oh, the really, really tiny writing on it. Oh,
it's like
okay.
that, would you say?
I've got to be slightly bigger.
That?
Nah. Well, tell us about the woman in agriculture thing, because you were talking there about TikTok and you're posting your own videos about feeding beasts and stuff. Where do you stand with the woman in agriculture thing?
Yeah, so women in agriculture, that's basically what my platform is about. It's basically saying that women can be interested in farming, they can be interested in cattle, tractors, whatever, and they can also dress up, wear heels, put makeup on. Just, you don't need to be with one or the other. And it's a big part of, I don't know how you will take this, but say I drove into a field and clipped a wingware off a tree.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be told I'm not ever driving that tractor again. Whereas if you had done it, it'd be buy another one, put it on, go again. Like,
No, not with me, no.
Well, with
no. You're maybe not allowed in the tractor to start with, are you?
No.
Well, that's just an example.
Gareth, a lot of trust.
A lot of trust.
Well, basically the example of like, if a boy messes up or does something on the farm, he's told to just
get on with it.
You'll learn not to do that again. Whereas if a woman does it from experience, that's it.
You're judged.
Yeah, that's it. You're judged badly. And I'm trying to just sort of show that we shouldn't be judged. We're both working, we're both doing the same thing. Like, there's me know more about spuds than yous, and you probably looked at me and go, fuck would she know about spuds? So
I was like, I wish I would shut up about spuds.
Yeah. That's all I know.
But like, do you think, where does the misinterpretation come from? Like, because I would look at it and think, and that's what sounds sexist, but it's not supposed to be sexist. There's jobs on a farm that are better suited to men, whereas I would argue, you're talking about calves there. Yeah. Women and calves, especially, that job especially, women are cut out for it because of the patience for it. There's probably that nurturing thing to it. There is jobs for both, and they both can work, or both coincide beside each other.
No, I agree with that as well. That, there is jobs that women maybe could do better than men, like the calves and maybe rearing wee animals and stuff like that there, like feeding and stuff, wee things like that there. Like me personally, I wouldn't use a diet feeder just because doesn't interest me really. I know how to use it, I could do it, but I just let them do it because if I mess up the feed ratio or something.
Oh, I thought you were totally against diet feeders there for a second.
Oh, true.
I thought you were totally, you don't like diet feeders and get rid of them altogether.
No, it's just like I wouldn't want to use it myself just in case something happened.
But is that a confidence thing too? Because you're talking there that you're fit to go out and rotivate fields and all. You were telling me the other day that you're fit to de-stone. So like, is it just a matter of give me a go, learn it, and then...
I can do it all right. It's just the confidence of if I fuck this up or something goes wrong and the cattle aren't getting what they're meant to be getting, then that comes back on me. Mm-hmm. Whereas I'd be like, it's Dad's farm. If he can feed them what he wants. I'll put the stuff into the diet feeder. Mm-hmm. He can...
But that's probably a more universal thing rather than a gender thing.
It's preference sort of thing. But
do you not find that there's more and more women not getting into agriculture but actually promoting agriculture now than say even 2 years ago? You look at the likes of, I was listening to the Fed by Farmers podcast there the other day, and Harriet Cowan was on it, and how she took off.
8,000 followers to 500,000
overnight. Like, do you not find that there is more? Not just even promoting it, but they are there.
There's a lot more recently, and I'm just another one to add to the list, really. But it's that as well. Like, the more that you do promote it, the more it will be. It's so much better than what it was, I'd say 5 years ago. Yeah, you do see a lot more, even lorry drivers, like a lot more women on the roads and women on tractors and on farms. But it's just making sure it's not a taboo subject that people are like, oh, women in farming, what can they do? Mm-hmm. It's more like, right, what do you do?
It's basically overturning the stereotype, essentially.
trying to make the stereotype less judgy.
True, yeah.
Kind of.
Well, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time then?
5 years' time.
Like, would you in the future like to take over the farm from your dad?
I could wish on 1,000 birthday candles to take over the farm and I wouldn't get it. That's my brother's.
No, I'm aware. Yeah.
I'd be amazing if I could have. In a dream world, that would be brilliant. But in 5 years' time, I see myself working either agricultural industry, so like nutritionalist, or working for a milk company or something like that. There, I'm very into my nutrition and like the agronomy and that sort of side of things as well. But I'd still have cattle of my own and a wee bit of farming on the side. It wouldn't be as big as what my dad is.
Yeah.
But I'd like to have that wee bit on its side as well, that I can say I've reared this and I've made that myself.
Well, then the course you're doing at Belfast Met, can it lead into the likes of it all again?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm doing biological and biomedical science. So it's a lot of sciencey stuff. There's a lot of like ecology, which would be like your phosphorus, potassium,
yes,
all that
like
there.
soil chemistry.
Yeah, a lot of soil chemistry. But it's not really specific agriculture. It's just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I do like to ask a lot of questions in the class, and I think my teacher's a bit fed up with me.
Here's the only way to learn. Like
exactly.
I know in my ag tech course, the first actual class that everybody listened and didn't drift off was how to make good silage.
Yeah,
and,
it's interesting.
Like, did everybody take it on board? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
But because obviously, as you say, like it's your dad's farm. Whenever you go home, there's only so much that he will take on board, type of thing.
But traditional farmers.
But fair dues, like. It's great to have another person that's.
I feel like we've just skipped a whole subject here. Don't mean to go back here, but like, what do you work as at the minute?
What do I work as at the minute?
Yes.
Part-time farmer, part-time stena line.
What are you doing the stena line?
Bit of everything. And
how do you get into the working on the stena line to start with?
So
because you're basically a pirate.
Basically, I was on my placement year for Greenmount and didn't have a very good experience with it, so I had to leave the farm, which means I left the course.
What course did you?
Level 3 extended diploma.
Oh, fair play, yeah.
So done the first year of it, flying colours, went 6 months into my placement. First farm was a chicken farm. It was great. Turns out I'm allergic to chickens. Had to get off the farm. Moved to the second farm, which was a dairy farm, and I'm just not used to dairy. So whether it was the workload or people I worked with, it just wasn't a very nice experience, especially again, women in agriculture.
Yeah.
I just didn't think I could do anything.
Wasn't a good fit.
Wasn't a good fit, yeah. So I left and worked in a pharmacy for a couple of months just to get my feet in the ground, figure out what I was going to do. And then signed up for the level 3 part-time course, work-based diploma, and started working on stena line, which fantastic job. I absolutely love it. So,
what do you do then with stena line?
So I'm on the boat back and forth from Belfast to Conryan. And
have you ever been seasick?
Oh yeah. Only when it's rough, like say around this time of year, November, December, you'll get it rough.
Yeah.
But now I'm not so bad at the start. I've worked for them now for 3 years, just part time.
Yes.
But you do bits in the restaurant, or you've been in the bar, you've been in the shop, or up in the row, which is like the lorry driver's bit.
Yeah.
The odd time you could be up on the actual I forget the name of it now. Oh my goodness, the bridge.
Yes.
So up in where the captain is, just sort of helping out in there. But you need training for all that stuff. I'm actually a certified firefighter on the boat. So
fair play, like.
Yeah. On my muster, if my number is the number for a firefighter, then something happens. So please, nobody will set a fire on the boat when I'm working.
There'll be no shortage of water to put out, anyway.
You're funny. No, it's a great job.
It may sound stupid, but it's a very fair assessment. Like,
that's a fair point. But no, you do all the training. Like you see the side of the boats, the lifeboats and all. Like you'd use them for drills and MES shits, which is like wee shits that come down the side of the boat and you just drop down into the sea. But no, it's great crack. Good pay for all I do.
That's what I was going to say.
Better pay
Like,
than farming.
Oh,
there's not a world of its own too. Like once you're out on the water, like there's no laws. Well, there's bound to be laws, but
There's laws,
not.
aye.
You're not a bit taxed on it if you're out at sea, are you?
Taxed a wee bit, but not as
I never
bad
even
as I
thought
thought
about
I'd
that.
be.
It's a free for all lad.
It's not that bad. I do still get taxed, but it wouldn't be anything ridiculous.
Mhm.
Like I could do, say I done twice a week for a month. What's that? 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 8 days working, 8-hour shifts. I could be coming home with £1,200.
That's cruel.
I have the wrong business.
Thanks.
Yeah. So I'm getting £16 an hour or something.
That's fucking better pay
But
than
it's
that,
because all the training you have to do, you have to be a certain level.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, no, not taking away from that area.
No, it's like I got the job in April 2023 or was it January 2023, and I wasn't on the boat working until May 2023
Yeah.
because I had 5 months of training to do. And yeah, it's handy. It's a great job. I do it whenever I'm not on the farm or whenever I'm not at tech. So
Out of curiosity, how did you end up like? Where did Stena Line come into it, or was it a job you seen?
I was on Indeed.
What?
Yeah.
So you just
They
went
just
on and went,
advertised. I went on, I was in the pharmacy, and it was a good job, but I just sort of thought I want to do something other than count tablets all day.
fair enough.
So went on, had a look, seen Stena Line, I was like, that sounds like a craic. So applied. And it's brilliant. See, around Highland time, whenever everyone's going over, they're all partying happy, and then whenever they come back, I'm just laughing in their face. Because I'd be sometimes, if I'm not busy or we're not doing a lot at home, I'd stay on for the week on the boat. So from Wednesday to Wednesday, just have my own cabin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So seeing them leave, I work on the Wednesday, watching everybody go over to the Highlands, so happy, and then they're all just dying on the way home. Makes me laugh so much. I find it so funny.
Have you ever been to the Highland?
Never.
You want to go take
I'd
it?
love to go to the Highland.
That
So
is
you'd love to
some
be
show,
that
Would
Hey.
somebody sponsor me to go to the Highland, please? I can't afford it.
Maybe Miss GB will send you.
Good one. No, it's just one of them things. Everybody sort of, you do it once, or you either do it every single year until you're 30. But I've never been.
That is some show. Like
Is it?
I've never seen much of the show, to be honest. But the herdsman's good crowd. Like
I heard it's good.
that is lethal.
I've been when I was younger, like with mummy and daddy, would go over for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never been at the right age
Yeah.
to be in the beer tent or anything. But I've got FOMO.
That's dear. Like
All my friends go.
Like in regards to it, whenever you actually go to the show, is it just drinking basically at the show and then going out in Edinburgh and all that crap?
you go on
Three
and you
Sisters or something?
you go on and you sort of dander about and make it look as if you're looking for something. Then the beer tent opens about 11:30, 12 o'clock, and
What's the queues like?
if you get in at 11:30, 12 o'clock, they're not too bad. But if you wait till about 1 o'clock, then you're queuing for donkeys. Like we got in, not last year, the year before, we got in just in time. Like I think we ran in, and 15 minutes later the queue started, and that was just folks standing in the same place for hours, like to get in.
Yeah. It's like the Villa in Port Sunday.
Aye, something similar.
I stood in that queue from 10:30 and didn't get into 12:30.
That was cruel.
It was my birthday as well.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Um,
But I can't deal with queues.
But like back in my day, we used to go to the Anchor.
we did.
Still go to the Anchor.
Is the Anchor still a thing?
We used to go to Kelly's.
Kelly's is reopened.
Oh, Kelly's was
They've
Oh
so
no,
back.
Lush and all in
rebranded it.
Kelly's.
See, when we were at
Aye.
Greenmount High, you see the drinking we done was cruel.
And it's mad though, to be fair. I've likely brushed past you many times.
Probably 100 times. I mind going to Kelly's every Wednesday and
Yes.
Saturday for 14 weeks in a row.
I didn't do it for 14 weeks in a row, to be fair.
I was making a $5 an hour on my placement one day a week, and it all went into, like, we were at Greenmount, you went to McKenna's on a Monday,
Oh,
top of the town on a Tuesday, Kelly's on a Wednesday, we got read up on the Thursday, so there was Teapot Thursdays in Halo and Ballycastle. Friday you were in the Glenchesque, and then Saturday night you're in Kelly's, and then Sunday you cried for 3 hours wondering where your money went to.
maybe.
And then waited till the next Friday to get your $5 an hour again.
Monday was either Time Mondays or else Sense Mondays if you couldn't get in the time.
I forgot about Sense.
Where are these places?
Cookstown.
Tuesday
Time and
was
Sense wasn't going at the same time, were they?
the where.
Were they?
So Sense like opened in 2010, and like I've been to the teenage Sense. It was that long ago, and
Is
then
that like Teen Alk or something?
Yeah.
basically
It's like, no, so there was Teen Alk and then Teen Sense was slightly older.
yes, and then
By like
you're
a year
else
and a
you
half.
had, then you had Teen Clubland, but all the like all the older generation had this thing about Club was just full of drugs and all this crack. But you had
Still get that.
well, you get it anywhere really now, like. But so Monday was Central's time. Time you had to be there for 8:30 or else you didn't get in. It was as bad as Villa and Port Sunday. Wednesday would have been Dorman's and the Opera at the time.
Dorman's.
Secrets now, yeah. Thursday, depending, you could have been in Belfast. Friday, I can't remember, was it Friday? No, I can't remember what was on Friday. Saturday, you're out again. Then Sunday was Greenville.
Was the coach a thing when you were in your prime?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Never been to it all the same, though.
I've never really strayed any further than the Elk, to be honest.
Really? The Elk was shite.
No, but I'm talking about teen Elk. I never even went to adult Elk.
You never went to the adult Elk? I went to the adult Elk when I was 16. You stopped going to adult Elk whenever you got to 18, to be fair.
I mean going to my first Elk and you like got all dressed up and you had the stupid gel and all and like the LV tops with like the 3 buttons.
Oh fuck,
and it was like it could have been yellow and then like a
or
blue
you got
sleeve
the hooded version of them and all that crack too, yes.
And then you go into it and you went to like 5 or 6, you're like, nobody really gives a fuck what I'm wearing. I mean just rocking up in sweatpants and thinners and they're just threw you on in.
Oh, I used to call people like that.
Whenever we went to Teen Elk, it was like your shorts and then your jersey and a pair of trainers.
That is what now, like ironically, the last time I went to the Teen Elk years and years ago, my sister lifted me.
Mm-hmm.
And she used to rent a house after she got married in Castle Dawson. And then it went full circle because I had to lift her in Blahy. And then she was like, oh, you wouldn't stop there outside Teen Elk and we'll get like her eldest. And I was like, fuck away off.
Oh my God. They're going, is it like 11, 12, 13 now?
I will be, one of my nephews is going and he's only first year, like.
Yeah, it's like 11.
It was 14, 15, 16 whenever I was going back in the day, you know.
Like my old dog wouldn't let me go until I was 4th year in school.
Seriously?
Oh, aye.
Oh, no, you'd be called something there if you went in 4th year now.
Oh, I would believe it, but that's what I mean. I got about 1 year at the Elk and that was that. But that was back in the day whenever Bebo was a thing. I mean, the Bebo photos.
Oh, your top 16?
The Elk photo. Oh, your top 16. Your old flashbooks.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm too young for this conversation.
It is actually mad the way, like sure, it only is, like, it really is only 20 years and the amount of fucking changes.
Yeah.
Like, at the start, obviously before, like, Facebook Messenger and all that crack, you had MSN.
I never had it.
Alright, so you used to have MSN, and basically you went on the computer and then, like, you would have been, as the odd time added into, like, a big conversation, and it was, like, 40 people that you had no idea who the fuck they were. So the thing was, everybody added each other. And then you would have ended up in, like, Cookstown for a night out, and you would have got to know ones from, like, Holy Trinity and that. And then you would have ended up, like, chatting to them and all that crack. And
couldn't do that now.
No.
You'd probably get through into a Snapchat group chat and
Snapchat group chats.
But would you even get that? It was probably people randomly added people.
Well, I mean, like, younger ones. Like, I really think we'd be able to into it.
I don't think we would, no. But I had MSN, and then Bebo was obviously a thing. Facebook then came out, then Facebook Messenger and that, and then WhatsApp became a thing, but nobody.
I remember Instagram coming out.
I mean Snapchat coming out.
I mean when you used to have the top 3 friends. You see who's taken, who was
the
who.
emojis.
You can still see that. It's all worlds now, like we planets.
But you can change all that now. But it used to be like certain people had to keep the emojis the right way.
You used to, if I go in to say I clicked on your name, it would have showed me. It would have showed the world your top 3 friends.
Yeah.
If they were, so if he was raiding her and he wasn't supposed to be raiding her, you were fit to see who was raiding her. That kind of way.
Well, took that away now.
Was some scandal.
There was. And the emojis as well. Like if you lost a heart, then somebody else realised you were snapping somebody else more.
Oh, that still goes. That's still. Now it's like your best friend is also best friends with this person.
Aye, that's right. Or you can see if you're friends with someone, or if they're friends with you, but you're not. No.
Aye.
What is it? If you're friends, if they're your top friend. No, if you're their top friend, that you're not their top friend, you can see.
Yeah.
Like a wee glasses face as if you're cool or something.
I think that one.
And then
sunglasses.
Yeah.
You can now, the whole Snapchat Plus thing and all became a thing, and then stories.
You used to see where people had
Snapchat
been.
before stories was different, like, to be fair.
You used to have stories.
Snapchat.
That's only a recent thing.
Recent? I've always had stories.
But like when I say recent, I mean like maybe 10 years ago.
Anyway, I would say stick with that there then. Go with that. So thanks very much, guys, for pulling me out of a hole.
No problem.
Hopefully this goes well. I'll give you a shout if it doesn't, and I'll be like, Andy just back.
Good job.
Hopefully that's not the case, but hopefully people have made it this far and you've enjoyed it. Chloe, what's your socials? If anybody wants to follow your Miss GB journey.
I think it's just Chloe Jamison. Yeah.
On everything?
Chloe Jamison on everything, and Snapchat's Chloe Jamison _05.
Okay. Conor?
Just McFetridge 15 on everything.
And I'm just Conor.McGoo and everything. And follow the podcast. It's at Limited Slap Differences on everything. So, basically we try to do socials there. And I don't know if they did a good enough job of it. So we'll just sort of have to do it again. Well, you would run about, or well, you wouldn't run about with Chloe, but you'd be friendly enough with Chloe.
Chloe's a fair bit younger than me, like, but we're in the same Young Farmers Club now.
You've highlighted that a few times to me.
Well, I've actually left Young Farmers. Well, I don't really know what I'm doing. I got the Young Farmer discount in the shearing course there the other day.
Fantastic.
So I'm claiming it this year, but I'd say this will be my last year Young Farmers now. But I think she's maybe a secretary or treasurer now at my craic.
Oh, there you are.
So she's fairly high up on it now, to be fair, but
she's raised money for charity. She's obviously promoting women in agriculture, which, to be honest with you, like, Lorraine Killen's doing a savage job of that.
Mm-hmm.
Your wee girl, Anna from Oma direction,
Anna
is it?
Downey.
Anna Downey.
Well. She's faring big into it.
She's faring big into it.
Action Agri as well.
Action
Michael
Agri.
Duff.
Yes. And they're all doing a fantastic job, like, and, it's only given me more of an insight to try and get Gemma out to the yard more, because, she's very
free labour.
Free labour is right.
That's why I tell Megan all the time, if you don't pay, you don't stay. So get them buckets up the field,
But no, hey, just on behalf of myself and, well, Michael is here in spirit. He's really stuck in Philadelphia at the minute. He has lots of kind words for American Airlines, but thanks,
He'll probably want to get that off his chest himself too.
You'll all hear about that.
Stay tuned for the next episode.
But hopefully I've edited this half decently. Conor, it was honestly a pleasure to have you on again. You pulled me out of a hole, and can't thank you enough. What are your socials for anybody that's living under the table and doesn't have a clue who you are?
It's just McFetridge 15 on everything. Or you can follow my farm account. I've got a farm account on Facebook. It's called
I've seen that there,
Millish Farm. So
you want to stay any hats going? I
actually got that hat 3N.
Oh,
that's a tester hat.
Oh, very good.
But I'll maybe start and sell a bit of merchandise.
Fuck.
Rival Gareth. My German, please don't sack me.
But no, here, like, thanks very much again. If you want to follow the podcast, it's at Limited Slip Differences on everything. Hopefully this has been a decent enough listen for you.
Your socials are?
Conor.McGoo. To be honest with you, like, there's no point in even saying sure I haven't posted anything in God knows how long. To be fair, and another quick shout out, like, to Gemma there. Anything you've seen on Limited Slip Differences socials, namely Instagram and Facebook, has been Gemma, because I forget completely. Like, the week I was editing, it was a case of, right, what Patreon episode have you got going out this week? And I was like, hold on, I can't mind. So fishing out for it, and then sent her all the things. And to be fair to her, like, she's done a fantastic job. She's just got herself another job, to be fair, I would say.
Very good.
She enjoys trying to be an influencer.